It's high school football, and you're home for local high school sports, 104.9 KLMJ, and radio on the go on YouTube. Along with Jason Eaton, I'm John Mowinkle coming to you from Oelwein, where tonight Hampton-Dumont-CAL is on the road to take on the Huskies in 2A District 4 action. The high school football season continues into its second half, but while we're starting the second half of the regular season, the district races are just starting to heat up. And tonight, teams are going to battle for their first district wins in what's becoming a must-win situation for both teams here tonight. Once again, welcome to tonight's broadcast as Hampton-Dumont-CAL looks to snap a two-game losing streak in last week's district opener against Vinton-Schellsburg. A blocked extra point and a blocked field goal were the difference in an otherwise back-and-forth game. Jason, the Bulldogs had better consistency offensively last week, but it's pretty much do-or-die time for Hampton-Dumont-CAL as far as their playoff hopes here. Even in this one tonight, only in week 5, they're not able to get this one done. It's going to be an extreme uphill battle, so the Bulldogs are in must-win territory in this one.
Yeah, like we talked about off air, I mean, you got to get at least 2 district wins to try to have a shot at that playoff, or at least almost a guaranteed shot at the playoffs. So, yeah, as the season's starting to wind down, midway point, they need to pick up a couple district wins.
On the other side, Oelwein has had a tough time, to say the least. They have not won a game since 2022 and have not been very competitive in their 4 losses this year. They are coming off of a 64-14 loss at Dike New Hartford last week in the district opener. Jason, they've been decently effective in the passing game, but have struggled in the run game and on defense as well, but especially that running game. Hampton-Dumont-CAL has to hope that this is not the night that Oelwein finally busts one off for 100 yards or something like that, because you know, they're still trying to establish that. So still a game where Hampton-Dumont-CAL is going to have to be disciplined against a Husky team that's been struggling.
Yeah, Hampton-Dumont's definitely going to try to, you know, you don't want to have that team come out, put up a bunch of big runs on you. You know, looking at the numbers, though, but it's kind of been running back by committee for Oelwein. They've had 5 different running backs, and they've produced less than 100 yards all season long and
total
have 0 rushing touchdowns. So, yeah, definitely in the back of the coach's mind of Hampton-Dumont for sure. Can't give up got to contain that running game, but the big thing's going to be that passing game.
It's the first meeting between these programs in Hampton-Dumont-CAL's history. All the way back in 1916, 1917, and 1948, Oelwein played the team based in Hampton when it was just Hampton. In those 3 meetings, there was 1 loss for Hampton-Dumont-CAL, 1 win for Hampton-Dumont, or I guess just Hampton at the time, and 1 tie between the teams. Just Oelwein and Hampton back in the day. So first time since 1948 these 2 cities will meet in the sport of football. Hampton-Dumont-CAL coming in at 1-3, 0-1 here in 2A District 4. Oelwein 0-4 overall, 0-1 in 2A District 4. And the standings, again, will start to really take shape after tonight. As of right now, Hampton-Dumont-CAL and Oelwein both 0-1 in district play, along with Denver down to the bottom of the standings. Dike New Hartford, Roland Story, and Vinton-Schellsburg all 1-0 in district play. We'll find a whole lot more about this district tonight. Elsewhere in District 4, Dike New Hartford is at Denver, and Roland Story is at Vinton-Schellsburg. We'll keep you updated on those games as we go along tonight. We're getting set for a 7 o'clock opening kickoff here between Hampton-Dumont-CAL and Oelwein. When we come back, we'll have the Radio Iowa Scouting Report. We'll hear an interview with Bulldog head coach Cole Miller as well. Bulldog football is heading your way in just a while.
From Radio Iowa Sports, this is the Scouting Report, an in-depth look at this week's prep and college games. Now from our studios in Des Moines, Todd Kim.
The Hawkeyes will be looking to pull an upset against 11th-ranked Indiana. The Cyclones try to stay unbeaten under the lights against Arizona. And some key matchups in Class A highlight Week 5 of the high school season. That and more on the Scouting Report.
Okay, men. This is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. I know you won't, because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
The Scouting Report from Radio Iowa Sports.
In last week's Big Ten opening win at Rutgers, Iowa showed something it has not featured in several years, the ability to win with offense. They'll need that and even more tomorrow when they host an 11th-ranked Indiana team that Kirk Ferentz says looks a lot like Ohio State. The high-flying Hoosiers put up 63 points in a blowout win over Illinois, and it's hard to imagine the Hawkeye defense will be able to keep the score down.
I think we have a chance now to hopefully, be a team that can score a little bit more than we had the last couple of years. That's been part of the goal, and but it's kind of accumulation of a lot of things. You got to have a line that can block. You got to have a quarterback that can operate, and I think we're probably a little bit better at our receiver position, and we've had good backs, but I think we got a good group right now. So hopefully we have enough balance where we can make them have to defend us a couple different ways, and then find some ways to come up with some points.
8 of Iowa's 10 sacks have occurred in the last 2 games. Getting to Hoosier quarterback Fernando Mendoza, though, won't be easy with his quick release. Hawkeye linebacker Jackson Rexroth.
Our D-line they're always going. I think they're probably figuring it out a lot more, too. But those guys, we have a lot of faith in those guys up front because they are so talented and they are getting to the quarterback so fast. So, I mean, I can't tell you why there's a difference in those two stats, but I think they're always going the whole time. I don't think much has changed there.
Whiteout. The Cyclones face 2 key tests in this one. Run the ball against a stout Wildcat defense, and the Cyclones need to find a way to slow down Arizona dual-threat quarterback Noah Fafita. Not only has Fafita thrown for 712 yards and 6 touchdowns, his ability to scramble helps extend drives.
Boy, is he confident. He's confident where he's going with the football. He's got elite arm strength. He's got the ability to make all the throws, which is uber impressive. And yes, he is mobile, but he's also confident enough to step up in the pocket and make the big throws over the middle. And that's what's really impressive about him.
That's Iowa State coach Matt Campbell. The Cyclones enter the game with a record of 4-0. Arizona is 3-0. It's a 6 o'clock kickoff in Jack Trice Stadium. It'll be televised by ESPN. High school football is next on the Scouting Report.
Okay, gotta be late. Gotta go. Where'd I put... wallet. Check. And, phone. Check. Keys. Check. Lunch. Check.
Checking for the things you need doesn't take long. But what about checking for your safety? Right now, 1 in every 5 vehicles on the road has an open safety recall. But it only takes seconds to check for open recalls on your car at checktoprotect.org. All you need is your vehicle identification number or license plate number. Your automaker may not have the right information to notify you about recalls by mail, especially if you recently moved or drive an older or used car. Checktoprotect.org is the quick, easy way to find out if your vehicle has an open safety recall and find the closest dealer who can make the repair for free.
Laptop. Check.
Before you go, take a minute. Visit checktoprotect.org. Check to Protect is a program of the National Safety Council.
The Scouting Report from Radio Iowa Sports.
As the high school season reaches week 5, the second half of the regular season begins for the smallest classes, and there are several key matchups in Class A. Number 4 ACGC is on the road to take on 9th-ranked Madrid. Ryan Wendt has a preview.
The Chargers come in with the number 5 offense in Class A and the number 3 defense. They take on a Madrid team that's only lost 6 times at home since 2020. You also have childhood friends who will be on opposite sides of the sidelines here tonight, as Cody Mathewson, a Madrid graduate coaching for ACGC, and Brock Hinkle coaching for Madrid. These two teams faced off last in 2023 in the quarterfinals in Class A, where the Tigers came up with a victory 21-14. For the scouting report on Radio Iowa, Ryan Wendt, KWBG Boone.
Also in Class A, top-ranked West Hancock is on the road at Lake Mills. Unbeaten's collide as Nashua Plainfield hosts number 2 St. Ansgar. Mark Pitts reports.
The Huskies and Saints have had similar seasons today, each winning 3 games by blowouts. Total offensive yards are almost identical, with 1,445 for Nashua Plainfield to 1,438 for St. Ansgar, with each team rushing for about 1,100 yards. NP coach Chase Sudol would like the Huskies to parallel the Saints even more.
St. Ansgar is kind of the type of program that we're trying to idolize. They've always been the dominant team, and that's what we're trying to get to. They're kind of the same way that I try to build our football team, and that's run the ball first and play good defense and not throw the ball as much.
It's also homecoming for Nashua Plainfield. The St. Ansgar head coach Drew Clevenger says the Saints are used to big game hype thanks to lots of playoff experience.
You know, this is a fun week. I don't think our kids will get lost in any hype or anything like that. These are the games that our kids get excited about. They know they're going to be pushed. They know it's going to be a physical game, and these are the ones that are fun. So we're just excited for the challenge.
The two programs were both ranked in the top 5 when they met last year in St. Ansgar, a 27-7 homecoming win for the Saints. The Huskies look to reverse the outcome for their homecoming Friday night in Nashua. Mark Pitts for the Radio Iowa Scouting Report.
There's one other rated matchup in Class A. It finds 7th-ranked Wapsie Valley on the road at number 8 Makokata Valley. There are 2 rated matchups in 8-player tonight. One finds 3rd-ranked Gladbrook-Rhinebeck on the road at 8th-ranked Don Bosco. The other has 5th-ranked Audubon visiting number 9 Fremont Mills. 5A, 6th-ranked Sioux City East is on the road to visit number 5 Ankeny. The Black Raiders are 4-0, and coach Mike Winkelpleck says a heartbreaking 31-28 playoff loss a year ago to eventual runner-up West Des Moines Valley served as off-season motivation.
They've just kind of stewed on that, and with returning a lot of those guys that were a part of that team, I think they had a sour taste in their mouth, and it just is like, all right, we don't want to feel this again, and this is where we need to get to, and this is how we're going to get there.
Also in 5A, 4th-ranked Iowa City West is at home against number 8 Iowa City Liberty. This season, Bex is recognizing student athletes that are not only a star in athletics, but a player that shows heart in school, at work, through the community, and in the ag industry. Trevor Block of Waukon has been involved in football, wrestling, track, and showing livestock, even though he was diagnosed with cerebral palsy at the age of 2.
It comes down to work ethic and just, I guess, the desire to be able to compete alongside my friends at the same level, even though, you know, I might be at a disadvantage.
Tiara Tentaker of MMCRU has grown up on a family farm and has always enjoyed feeding the bottle calves.
One of my favorite memories was definitely like getting them to suck your fingers. And I know that sounds weird, but because they were looking for the bottle, and it was just a fun activity that we did all the time.
Karina Herrick of Osage has not grown up on a farm, but she's been showing livestock for several years.
I got involved in that in about 6th grade. And there was a farmer that kind of just let us show his cattle. We worked with them, and that was a great experience.
Denver's Cody Kepke has grown up around dairy cattle and enjoys competing in the show ring.
And also at the show is just all the new people I get to meet and all the new opportunities that the dairy cattle and the shows have brought me, and all the people that just open stuff up for me, and it's great.
Nominate a student athlete by searching Beck's Player with Heart. The rest of Week 5 is next on the Scouting Report.
Every day, farmers rise before the sun and put everything they have into a job so few can do. Their courage, resilience, and relentless work shape the legacies and future of our country. At Beck's, we're proud to stand alongside those who don't wait to see what the world will do. They act, they lead, they are the difference. Beck's honors your commitment to your land, family, and purpose. And while we can't predict what the future holds, there is one thing we can do to change it, and that's be the difference, right now, in every decision and every season.
At Beck's, we believe that true champions are not just made on the field, but also in the heart. The Beck's Player with Heart Scholarship celebrates high school student athletes who show dedication, teamwork, and leadership, both in sports and in their communities. We're honoring those who go above and beyond, demonstrating passion, perseverance, and a commitment to making a difference. Nominate a high school student athlete by searching Beck's Player with Heart.
The Scouting Report from Radio Iowa Sports.
Rivals collide in a rated showdown in Class 1A as fifth-ranked trainer visits number 6 Underwood. Tony Correa has a preview.
The rivalry between the teams goes to the competition together in the Western Iowa Conference, with the athletes facing each other in multiple sports over a season, according to trainer coach Jeff Casey.
Obviously, the proximity and being at conference schools and playing each other year-round in all the sports, and the kids know each other.
Underwood comes off a big district win over Tri-Center last week that coach Nate McHaleson says was helped by a fast start.
Had a great week of practice, came out and started really fast in the Tri-Center game, and led to a really good victory.
Casey has leaned on his seniors to take the reins of this Cardinal team this season.
These guys have done a really good job with owning a lot of the things that we do and taking the lead on some things in practice, and you see them helping out some of the younger guys.
McHaleson feels that the stakes keep getting higher whenever Underwood plays trainer.
Recently, I think the stakes have been, really, really high, probably the last 5 or 6 years. It's, comes down to a district championship or a playoff win or something like that. We have a lot of respect for that program.
From Kennedy Radio in Harlan, I'm Tony Correa for the Radio Iowa Scouting Report.
Also in 1A, 10th-ranked Clarion Goldfield Dows is at home to take on top-ranked Grundy Center and the Spartans' 43-game winning streak. Cowboys coach Caleb Vogel says Grundy Center presents a great challenge, but they're trying to treat it like it's just another game.
Continue to play our football, cowboy football. We're going to be tough, we're going to be physical, we're going to get after it for 4 quarters, no matter who we're playing. Grundy, yes, we have them tonight, but they're just another opponent to us. We're just going to take care of business, do our things, and great things will happen. But we have to be sound tonight on offense, on defense, and on special teams.
Also in 1A, 2nd-ranked West Lyon hosts Hinton. It's number 3 Regina Catholic at home against Durant. In Class 2A, top-ranked Kemper Catholic visits Southeast Valley. It's number 2 Van Meter at Clarinda, while 3rd-ranked Osage is on the road at New Hampton. 3A, Maquoketa's at home against 4th-ranked Mount Vernon. Justin Jaden reports.
The Mustangs come off a dominant 56-0 win over Fort Madison after losing their only game to second-ranked Solon the week prior. Maquoketa, on the other hand, looks to bounce back after a 35-14 loss at Clinton last Friday night. Here's Cardinals head coach Riley Brockway on hosting the highly ranked Mustangs.
We talked about all week just getting back to the basics and what we're good at. We don't need to come up with a whole new game plan and schemes and those things to play a good team like Mount Vernon. We just got to get to what we do well and keep our guys playing hard and be ready to compete. I think that's the biggest thing when you're going up against good teams like this is some people tend to just bow down and, let them do whatever they want. But we want to make sure that we're coming out ready to compete with the right mindset and ready to play fast and physical.
Mount Vernon quarterback Kellen Haverback ranks 3rd in 3A with 859 yards through the air this season. And Maquoketa receiver Cole Cobe ranks top 5 in the class with 23 receptions and over 10 yards per catch on the year. For the Radio Iowa Scouting Report, I'm Justin Jaden, KMAQ Radio Maquoketa.
There's a couple of rated matchups in 3A. One of them finds top-ranked Clear Lake on the road at number 7 Independence, while 3rd-ranked Bishop Heelan visits 10th-ranked Sioux Center. Also, number 2 Solon visits Fairfield. Class 4A, 6th-ranked Fort Dodge opens the District 1 race at home tonight against 3rd-ranked Sergeant Bluff-Luton. Fort Dodge coach Nick Mosier says the Dodger defense will need to be sound against Sergeant Bluff-Luton's run-heavy offense.
They're not so much triple option as they are, jet sweeps and counters back and quarterback powers and trap and plays like that. So it's all 11 doing their job and making sure they're where they're supposed to be at all times.
Also in 4A, it's top-ranked Cedar Rapids Xavier visiting Cedar Rapids, Washington, while number 2 Pella's on the road at Marion. That's all for the Scouting Report. For Radio Iowa Sports, I'm Todd Kim.
Pre-game coverage continues here on Radio On the Go Sports. I'm being joined by Hampton-Dumont-CAL football coach Cole Miller as the Bulldogs get set for this Week 5 matchup on the road to take on Oelwein. And Coach, appreciate the time as always. Throughout this week in practice, coming off a tough 21-20 loss to Vinton Shellsburg here last week, what have been some of the biggest areas of focus, points of emphasis for this team over this week in preparation for Oelwein?
Yeah, special team operations has been, big this week. We've that wasn't the only thing that changed the game, but we got to make sure that our operations are better to give us a chance at getting the kickoff at the end of the game, and giving our kicker a chance just to put one through the upright. So that's been a big, just the special teams operation has been big. We took care of the ball better last week. We didn't have any lost fumbles or anything like that, but we did throw a pick. So still preaching ball security and valuing the possessions in football. And we've really put an emphasis on finishing drives this week, so hopefully we can see that translate. And then, our defense, we want to tighten up in the back half of our defense. Our secondary, they're challenging themselves to play better, and our offense, and then we need our defensive line and our front seven to continue doing what they did last week and limiting the effectiveness on the ground of the other team. So, those have all been the key points of emphasis heading into this game.
You bet. So Oelwein is coming into this one 0-4. They've certainly been tested by some really good teams last couple weeks. Lost to Dyke New Hartford on the road last week. Took on Union the week before, who's still undefeated here at this point. So, when it comes to facing these guys, they're 0-4 again. They haven't won a game in a while, but this is a team that I have to imagine they got to feel like they have something to prove, right? What's kind of your synopsis of Oelwein coming into this one?
Yeah, I mean, on film, they're a dangerous team. Like you said, they've been battle tested. Their quarterback's really good. They sling the ball around. They got some playmakers on the perimeter. Their offensive defensive line there's some big guys, so they can move some people if they need to. They definitely don't look like an 0-4 team. They're looking for their bounce back game to get them on the right track, just like we are, to build some momentum heading down the road for the rest of the district play. But they definitely look like a very talented football team. So we're gonna have to try and limit the areas where they're good at, which would be through the air. They really like to pass the ball, and their quarterback's good at extending plays and making plays downfield. And defensively, they try to confuse you. So they're not always in the same defensive set. They like to move their linebackers around. They'll play some different fronts on you, different coverages in the secondary. So we've spent a lot of time to make sure that our guys can recognize what's going on in front of them, and we can respond accordingly depending on what play is called.
So, yeah, you mentioned the passing game, certainly a big threat. Looking at some of their stats here on the year, not a ton of success running the ball. Still quite a few attempts, though, so it looks like something they're still trying to establish. How do you make sure that, this isn't the week for them, that they, kind of finally break through in that run game? Because clearly it's something that they're still trying to kind of get rolling.
Yeah, you want to emphasize their strength for sure, so we can try and take it away. And that, like we said, that'd be their passing game. So we definitely have spent some time working on different things that we can limit there. I think their best player, or their, at least statistically, their best player is a freshman. So they got some young talent over there. But then, like you said, we don't want this to be the game that they end up popping off for 100 or plus yard rushing. So we've emphasized that their strength is their passing game, but that we haven't taken away the importance of our front seven and making sure that they control the line of scrimmage on defense.
For you guys offensively, what are going to be the biggest steps in that area you're hoping to take here this week?
Yeah, last week we were really balanced. I think we rushed for over 200 yards and we threw for just under 200 yards. So if we can keep that type of balance, I think we're going to be super successful. And then we just have to finish drives. Once we get down to the 5-yard line, we have to punch it in and then taking care of the football, which we've done better. But still, one turnovers in a game like that is too much. So. Offensively, definitely have to make sure that we finish drives and value the football, and then stay as balanced as we can.
When it comes to big picture with the standings and things like that, is this something that you guys are kind of looking at as a must-win game, knowing that the latter half of your district schedule is probably some of your tougher teams in the district that you're going to be playing? Is that something that you guys kind of think about it that way, or what's kind of your take on that?
Well, you take every game one game at a time, and in the position that we're in right now, every game is a must win from here on out. So, in that regard, it's kind of almost like you're in playoff football already. So there's a little added juice to the urgency and the importance of a game. But yeah, I mean, like we know we have to come out and perform well, and we have to win and start stacking wins on top of each other. And no district or no team in our district really is a bottom feeder by any means. Everyone can compete on any Friday and get a win. So it's definitely important that we take these guys, that we put our best performance on Friday night, and then gotta do all the little things, all the little details, so that by the end of by the end of the game and the final minutes of the fourth quarter, we're in a position to put ourselves and have success and walk away with a win.
All right. Earlier this week, one of your players made a pretty big announcement. Brady Har joining the football team at Iowa State. What can you say about that guy being able to take that next step? Especially going to D1, Power 4 conference, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's exciting stuff. That's big time for him. He's put in a lot of work over the off seasons. This isn't just a 1 year thing. He's been he's built himself out of continuous work in the off season in the weight room, and he's a multi-sport athlete, so he's improving his skills across or with different sports all year round. And this year he's one of our captains for a reason, right? He models what it means to be a bulldog. He leads by example. He's not afraid to put the work in. He's playing through adversity right now, and yeah, like I said, it's super exciting for him. It's a well-deserved and well-earned opportunity for him to go play at the next level. And I'm excited to see what he does. And I wish, obviously I still got him for a little quiet, so I'm not wishing him all the best quite yet. But I'm really excited to see what his career turns out to be at the Iowa State level.
All right, and last question here for you, as always. What are going to be the ultimate keys to a Bulldog victory here against Oelwein on Friday night?
Yeah, I mean, value the possession, value the possession, the football. Got to finish drives defensively. We can't let them get loose on the ground, and then we have to really make sure that we tighten up in the secondary and limit their strength there.
All right, that's Hampton-Dumont-CAL football coach Cole Miller joining us here on Radio On the Go Sports as the Bulldogs get set to take on Oelwein here in Week 5. Appreciate the time, Coach, and we'll catch you after the game.
Yeah, thank you.
Hampton-Dumont-CAL and Oelwein are coming up at 7 o'clock. Let's meet the starters for the Bulldogs on offense. At quarterback, sophomore number 7, Blake Burmester. At running back, it's senior number 18, Jacob Mailer. The 3 wide receivers, senior number 8, Aiden Keene, senior number 12, Ryder Struther, and senior number 23, Brody Struther. At tight end, senior number 4, Brady Haar. At one tackle, it's senior number 52, Hudson Hansen. At the other tackle, junior number 70, Briggs Gruelke. At one guard, it's senior number 60, Madden Evans. The other guard, junior number 65, Emmett Elling. And at center, it's senior number 50, Josh Wolford. On the Bulldog defense, on the D-line, senior number 4, Brady Hars, junior number 65, Emmett Elling, senior number 60, Madden Evans, and junior number 70, Briggs Gruelke. The linebackers, junior number 33, Joe Powers, senior number 18, Jacob Mailer, and senior number 52, Hudson Hansen. The corners, senior number 8, Aiden Keene, and senior number 12, Ryder Struther. And the safeties, junior number 6, Hunter Reekin, and senior number 9, Carter Arns. For Oelwein, on offense, at quarterback, it's senior number 16, Maddox Pattison. At fullback, senior number 3, Bryce Kunkel. The wide receivers, senior number 8, Landon Reckheimer, freshman number 21, Luis Pineda, senior number 21, Caleb DeTemmerman, and sophomore number 80, Tyler Lucas. Left tackle, junior number 50, Alex Holden. Left guard, junior number 74, Parker Coonan. At center, it's freshman number 52, Brady Fetkether. Right guard, senior number 66, Spencer Michaels. And right tackle, junior number 65, Zach Kalb. On the Oelwein defense, the DNs, junior number 85, Brendan Pattison, and junior number 65, Zach Kalb. The D tackles, junior number 74, Parker Coonan, and senior number 66, Spencer Michaels. The linebackers, sophomore number 80, Tyler Lucas, senior number 3, Bryce Kunkel, senior number 5, Tyler Cannon, and junior number 6, Aaron Burkhardt. The corners are junior number 19, Seth Latham, junior number 23, Eric Sandhagen, and at free safety, it's junior number 14. We did not have a free safety listed, so we will go ahead and skip over that. John Mowinkle, Jason Eaton with you here as we get set for a 7 o'clock kickoff between Hampton-Dumont-CAL and Oelwein. Jason, I see you have some keys to the game written down.
Yeah, for HD, it's going to be contain that passing game of Oelwein's. Don't let them have that breakout game on the ground, and stay balanced between the run and the pass like they did last week, and then finishing drives. If they get in the red zone, they got to get some points out of that.
All right, we're going to take a timeout for the national anthem. Hampton-Dumont-CAL and Oelwein coming up at 7 o'clock. Hampton-Dumont-CAL and Oelwein are just about to kick off. Hampton-Dumont-CAL will kick it off from left to right as we see it from our visitors press box location down to the north end of the field here in Oelwein. So the Huskies, we'll see what they can do on offense to get things rolling here. Hunter Rieken has the ball placed on the 40-yard line, and the Bulldog kickoff team is out, ready to get this game underway. Here's the run-up, and the ball is in the air, deep, end-over-end kickoff. It is going to sail into the end zone, so Oelwein will start at the 20-yard line with first down and 10. John Mowinkle, Jason Eaton with you here on 104.9 KLMJ and Radio on the Go's YouTube channel. Other games in 2A District 4 tonight include Dike New Hartford at Denver and Roland Story at Vinton at Schellsburg. Both of these teams are 0-1 in district play, so I'll look to each team looking to get a win here tonight and put themselves in better positions in the conference standings. First and 10 for the Huskies. They have two receivers to each side of the formation, and Kunkel, the running back, motions from right to left of Pattison, the quarterback. Man comes in motion. Handoff on a jet sweep. On the left side, it's to Temmerman. Gets dragged out of bounds after a decent gain. And Jason, there's that run game of the Huskies kind of getting rolling here in this one. It's going to be enough for a first down after Temmerman gains 11 on the jet sweep handoff to the left. Well, as we visited with Cole Miller in the pregame, this is not the best night to let Oelwein, start to bust things off offensively in the run game. Let's see if the Bulldog defense can adjust. Pattison back to throw, slings it out toward the right side of the field. He's got Pineda and Russell down over on the far side. Looks like Jacob Mailer there to make the stop for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. That one will pick up about 4 yards to make it second down and 6. Out to the 34-yard line go the Huskies in their own territory, moving it from right to left as we see it from our broadcast location. And we'll take a look at some game time weather conditions after this snap. They're going to line up trips left this time. Pattison in the shotgun, takes the snap, swings it out left. He finds Temmerman, cuts outside the 45-yard line, down the sideline, and he is going to take it to the house for the Oelwein touchdown. Touchdown Huskies. Oelwein has the lead. I don't see any flags, and heck of a start for the Huskies on offense. It was a simple swing pass to the left to Temmerman, and he took it all the way. So here comes Oelwein out to attempt the PAT, unless they decide to go for 2 here with 11:07 to go in this first quarter. A 66-yard touchdown strike from Patterson to Temmerman. And they are going to line up for the extra point. Looks like it's going to be Pineda doing the kicking here. Here's the snap. Spot is down. Kick is up. Someone got a fingertip on it, but it still makes it through the uprights. So with 11:07 to go in the first quarter, it's Oelwein 7, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 0. Oelwein 7, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 0. John Mowinkle, Jason Eaton with you here. Well, Jason, to say the least, Bulldogs need to bounce back here after giving up a 66-yard touchdown on the previous play. Not the start that they were looking for here tonight.
No, the Huskies come out 2 passes and 1 run play, and they put points up on the board.
And over-end kickoff is returnable for Hampton-Dumont-CAL back inside their 20-yard line. Returning it to the left, trying to see who this is over on the far side of the field. Decent return out to the 50-yard line. So Hampton-Dumont-CAL will set up shop with a short field to drive. 10:58 to go in the first quarter. Oelwein 7, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 0 after a 66-yard passing touchdown from Maddox Pattison to Caleb DeTimmerman. So the Bulldogs will start at their own 49-yard line. 1st and 10, and here comes the Bulldog offense for the first time in this game. And there's Brady Haar towering out over everyone. Just committed to the Iowa State football team earlier this week, and he motions now into the backfield. Ryder Struther motions to the right, lines up just to the right of the offensive line. So 3 receivers to the right. Burmester throws near side, out past Brady Haar, incomplete. 2nd down and 10 coming up. So that one was a little too far away from Brady Haar. Burmester on the season, passing 52%, 34 of 65, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. Got the start in week 2 after Ryder Struther started the season at quarterback in week 1. And now they will line up with 2 receivers to each side of the field. 2nd down and 10 from their own 49. Here's the snap and a handoff. Mailer runs left, gets drugged down after a short gain. Bryce Kunkel was there to bring him down. It's going to be 3rd and long for Hampton-Dumont-CAL after Mailer gains 2. Now it's 3rd down and 8 with 10:40 and ticking to go here in this first quarter. Hampton-Dumont-CAL is going to have to dive into the playbook here for this one, see what they got after an incomplete pass on 1st down and then a short gain on 2nd down. Need to get it down to the 41-yard line in Oelwein territory to pick up the first. 2 receivers bunched up here to the near side. Snap to Burmester, rolls out to the right. He's looking downfield and pump fakes. He finds Haar here on the near side. Got the 1st down, jukes a man to the left, out to the 35-yard line. Nice catch and run by Brady Haar. 1st down for the Bulldogs.
14-yard pass there by Burmester.
Down to the 34-yard line of Oelwein. Bringing up 1st down and 10, 10:04 and tick and go here in the first quarter. So the Bulldogs starting to click a little bit on offense there. After that, nice catch and run by Brady Haar. 2 receivers out to the left and 1 to the right. Burmester hands up Mailer, shuffles to the left, bounces off of 1 tackler, gets dragged down from behind, out across the 30-yard line. Decent yardage that time around. So the Bulldogs have been running some chunk plays down the field. Looks like this one will gain about 4 yards to bring up 2nd down and 6 to the 28-yard line of Oelwein. Huskies are wearing gold helmets, purple jerseys with white numbers, gold pants with purple and white stripes down the sides. Reminiscent of LSU when they wear their purple jerseys. Here's the snap to Burmester, fakes the handoff, takes off left, throws to the far side of the field. It's caught along the sideline. Running down the sideline, still on his feet. Breaks away from a tackle. Touchdown, Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Brody Struther with a 28-yard catch and run for the Bulldogs score. And the Bulldogs are an extra point away from tying up this game. And here comes the Bulldog football flag running down this track, which is in somewhat of a strange configuration. The stands here on the visitor's side are like level with the track. You hardly ever see that. So here comes the PAT unit out for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. And remember, this is an area where the Bulldogs had some issues last week. A blocked extra point and a blocked field goal, which would have been a game winner late in the game against Vinton Shellsburg. Here's the snap spot. Kick is up, clean operation, and the kick is good. And with 9:03 to go in the first quarter, Hampton-Dumont-CAL and Oelwein are tied at 7. Lots of scoring here early on. .03 to go in the first quarter. Hampton-Dumont-CAL and Oelwein are tied at 7. John Mowinkle, Jason Eaton with you here. It was a 28-yard catch and run by Brody Struther, tightrope in the far sideline, and the Bulldogs are on the board after driving the ball just 51 yards after a fantastic kickoff return. And now let's see what they can do here defensively after giving up a long touchdown to Oelwein back on the previous possession. Well, Jason, quite the game we got. We might have a shootout on our hands with 2 scores within the first 3 minutes of the game.
Both teams getting their passing game going early, and
it's a line drive bouncing kickoff. It'll be fielded by one of the Oelwein upmen at about the 32-yard line. In fact, that was Seth Latham who got on top of it. That ball didn't even get probably 2 feet off the ground as it sailed downfield. So 9:02 to go here in this first quarter. And Oelwein will take over here in a tie game at 7 at their own 32-yard line. Hampton-Dumont-CAL going with the red helmets tonight. White jerseys with red numbers with black outlines, black text, black pants. 4 wide receivers in the formation here for Oelwein. A high pass to the near side. It's Pineda. Wrestled down in the backfield. Ryder Struther with a TFL. So that one goes backwards about 4 yards to bring up 2nd down and 14. Back to the 28-yard line. Oelwein in their own territory. Hampton-Dumont-CAL is in desperate need of a victory here tonight to continue to control their own destiny toward a playoff berth. Now Oelwein lines up with 3 receivers right. Pattison fires it deep down the near sideline. Tipped. Could have been intercepted by Struther. It falls incomplete. Intended receiver Landon Reckhammer here on the near sideline of Oelwein. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 14. So a great opportunity for the Bulldog defense to come up with a needed stop after giving up a score on the game's first drive. And Jason, Oelwein is not afraid to throw the deep ball here. And we got a quick whistle here. Someone tying their shoe out there. So Oelwein running without a huddle here. They're all just looking over to the sideline. And White Hat says run the play clock again. So here we go. 8:20 to go in the first quarter. Pineda motions from right to left. And then back to the right. It's going to be 3 receivers right and 1 left. And now we got 2 of the receivers talking to each other. A timeout is going to be called by Oelwein here with 8:21 to go in the first quarter and a 7-7 tie. All right, Jason, 3rd down and 14. And again, Oelwein not afraid to throw the deep ball here. They were really close here on the near sideline. Almost had a completion at about the 50-yard line, but a great pass breakup by Ryder Struther.
Yeah, the Bulldogs defense breaking up that first pass. That's the first incomplete pass from the Oelwein offense. So a little back and forth here early on, and in a 3rd and long, not real manageable for this team. So Bulldogs could easily get a 3-and-out here.
Maddox Pattison right now 4 of 5 passing for 62 yards and a score. And here we go. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left here on 3rd and 14. Pattison to throw. Got time in the pocket. Fires it deep. Down the right side. It is hauled in by Pineda. Over the shoulder catch inside the 45-yard line of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Holy smokes, what a catch. And Pattison aired that one out. Put it in. There was a very small window where that ball could have possibly been caught. And it was right there. 8:15 to go here in the first quarter, and Oelwein converts on a 3rd down and long out to the 44-yard line in Hampton-Dumont-CAL territory. Someone moved early, flags fly, and the play gets blown dead. It's going to be encroachment against Hampton-Dumont-CAL, so it gives Oelwein another free 5 yards. Well, Jason, this kind of game is where Hampton-Dumont-CAL is going to have to use a lot of that discipline here, especially in one of these shootouts. Every possession matters, and you can't give the other team free yards when when the teams are, giving up quite a bit of yards to the opponents here throughout the early portion of this game.
Well, and especially with the passing game, this quarterback is very accurate, and he's not afraid to throw deep.
They're going to hand off No, I take that back. It was a fake handoff. Pattison is going to be swarmed by several Bulldog defenders in the backfield. Brought down on the Oelwein O logo at midfield to bring up a second down and long. So the Bulldog defense was able to make up for jumping offside to make it second down and 11. Pattison goes backward for 6. 8:02 and ticking to go here in the first quarter. Second down and 11 now for the Huskies. At the 44-yard line in Hampton-Dumont-CAL territory, they line up 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. And a running back, Kunkel, is standing to Pattison's left here in the shotgun. A little bit of a high snap. Now Pattison takes off to the left. Pump fakes under heavy pressure. Still on his feet. Here comes a flag. Fires, gets rid of it. And it looks like it's probably going to be holding against the Huskies. That was a very ill-advised throw by Maddox Pattison, trying to just get rid of it. As he had several defenders in his face, kind of threw it up to no man's land. And the white hat comes to see if Hampton-Dumont-CAL wants to accept or decline this. And yeah, they are going to decline the penalty to make it 3rd and 11 rather than a second down and long. So they'll take the down rather than the yardage, and Oelwein will face a 3rd and 11. You know, I kind of like that call being a 3rd and long situation. So 3rd and 11 for the Huskies at the 44-yard line of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. 3 receivers out left, 1 to the right. Here's the snap to Pattison. Sets the feet. Line drive pass deep over the middle. He's got Pineda. It's going to be close to the line to gain. He's driven backward. Forward progress is going to have him pretty close. They are going to mark it 4th down. It was a great tackle by Jacob Mailer to bring him down. Let's see where forward progress gets him. It's going to be 4th down and 2 out to the 30-yard line. Check that, the 35-yard line. 4th down and a long one for Oelwein. Movement up front. Here comes a flag, and I think it's against Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Offside against the Bulldogs, and that'll give Oelwein a 1st down via penalty after it was 4th and a long one. Oh, that's killer. So 2 encroachment penalties on Hampton-Dumont-CAL here in this first quarter. And Oelwein will keep the drive alive after the 5-yard penalty. 7 minutes to go here in this first quarter and ticking, tied at 7. Now Pattison on a QB keeper gets through the line of scrimmage, still on his feet, gets spun down from behind by several Bulldogs. So they go to the ground game there, have a fair amount of success. That's a gain of 9 down to the 19-yard line of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. 6.5 minutes to go here in this first quarter. And Oelwein on a good drive right now. Pattison, another QB keeper, takes off to the left, then cuts upfield.
Pattison on the carry, good for a Huskies 1st down.
And that's going to be a 1st down for Oelwein. From the 19 down to the 14, picks up 5. 6:18 to go here in this first quarter. Oelwein into the red zone of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. They line up with 2 receivers to the left and 2 to the right. They like spreading out the formation. Kunkel is the running back of the backfield. Pattison, another QB keeper, spins away from 1 tackle and spun down from behind. Nice tackle by Hampton-Dumont-CAL's Caden Woods out there at defensive back. Down to the 8-yard line of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. That one gained 6 on the ground. 5:35 and ticking to go here in this first quarter. Tied at 7. Oelwein looking to strike again. Twins to each side of the formation. Movement again. And again, it's encroachment against Hampton-Dumont-CAL for the 3rd time on this drive. So that'll make it instead of 2nd and 4, 1st and goal. And this will be half the distance. So they'll move it to the 4. So yeah, just enough for a 1st down.
1st and goal, Huskies, ball on the 4-yard line.
Hampton-Dumont-CAL has given Oelwein 15 free yards on this drive. 1st and goal from the 4. Now Pattison is under center. Turns around, handoff Kunkel, lowers the shoulders, fighting for the goal line, and he is in for the Oelwein score. Well, Oelwein has had 2 drives and 2 scores, and with 5:12 to go here in this first quarter, it's 13-7 Huskies.
Bulldog defense really shooting themselves in the foot on that drive. 15 free yards, gave them 2 free first downs along the way as well with those.
And one of them was on a 4th down and short as well, so that could have been critical had they not jumped there. Pineda is out to attempt the extra point. Here's the snap spot. Kick is up, end over end, and no good. So with 5:12 to go here in the first quarter, it's Oelwein 13, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 7. Oelwein 13, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 7. It was a 4-yard touchdown run by Bryce Kunkel of the Huskies. Here's the kickoff, returnable for Hampton-Dumont-CAL, one of the up men, back inside the 30-yard line. Trying to see who exactly this is, returned out to about the 45-yard line. So all the good news for the Bulldogs, they're getting themselves short fields here with some nice kickoff returns. We're pretty close to field level, so kind of a tough angle to see some stuff over there on the far side. But there's 5 minutes and 5 seconds left in the first quarter. Oelwein leads Hampton-Dumont-CAL 13-7, and the Bulldogs will start at their own 43-yard line. Started the previous drive on their own 49, and they were able to connect on a touchdown to the air, through the air to Brody Strother. So they'll line up with 2 receivers out to the far side of the formation. Strother motions, handoff left, it's Mailer. Gets out across the 45-yard line. Toppled down from behind. Tyler Cannon of the Huskies there to help make the stop. It'll bring up 2nd and 5 after a gain of 5 to the 47. We'll call that the 47-yard line in Hampton-Dumont-CAL's own territory. I'm actually going to call that a gain of 4. I think the scoreboard's a little off. Down marker makes it look like 2nd and 6. Here's the snap to Burmester. Another handoff to the right side. Mailer still on his feet. Out across the 50-yard line and toppled down. Enough for a Hampton-Dumont-CAL first down. From the 47 to the 46. And the Bulldogs are into Husky territory. That one gains 7 on the ground for Jacob Mailer. He's now got 4 carries for 19 yards, averaging 4 3/4 a pop. 4:09 and ticking to go here in the first quarter. Out to the 46-yard line of Oelwein. Here's the snap. Fake handoff Burmester. Look at a pass. Steps up in the pocket. Heaves it over the middle and incomplete. Intended receiver was Brody Strother, down at about the 35-yard line of Oelwein. There were several defenders in the way, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. Burmester now 2 of 4 passing for 43 yards. Completions are of 14 and 29 yards.
Bulldogs kind of taking a page out of Oelwein's playbook, spreading out the defense and looking to maybe run up the middle here.
Burmester gets a toss right side. Strother on his feet, tries to cut to the left, down shy of the 45, make it the 40-yard line. And he gains decent yardage from the 46 to the 42. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and manageable here. We'll say he gained about 5 yards on the first on his first rush of the game. Bulldogs now 5 carries, 24 yards as a team. Looking over to the sideline for the play call. It's 3rd down and 4 at the 40-yard line of Oelwein. Here's the snap to Burmester. Looks left. Deep left. He's going for it all. Caught. Touchdown, Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Aiden Keene on the flyer out left side. And the Bulldogs have tied the game at 13. You could not be more wide open than Aiden Keene was on that reception.
John, I think we are going to have that shootout you were talking about. Both these quarterbacks airing the ball out deep and making the completions and some long touchdown passes so far in this one.
So an extra point away from a Bulldog lead. Here comes Hunter Reekin out to attempt the PAT with Ryder Struther to hold. Snap, spot, kick is up, end over end, and good. And with 3:06 to go in the first quarter, it's Hampton-Dumont-CAL 14, Oelwein 13. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 14, Oelwein 13, with 3:06 to go in the first quarter. John Mowinkle, Jason Eaton with you here. It was a 40-yard touchdown pass to Aiden Keene from Blake Burmester. And Hunter Reekin out to kick off for the 3rd time in this game. The ball is in the air. Line drive kick. Hit sails over top of Pineda out through the back of the end zone. So that'll be a touchback. Oelwein will start at their own 20-yard line. Well, Jason, Bulldogs have their work cut out for them defensively. Oelwein's been able to chunk it down the field, and they capitalized on their first 2 drives of the game. 1 long touchdown and 1 short touchdown. They've proven to be able to kind of get it all done in all phases of the game here so far in this one.
Yeah, Patterson's had quite a bit of time to throw these passes. The D-line's got to get some pressure on him. He is moving around the pocket, but he's got a lot of time to get that ball to a receiver.
So they'll start at their own 20-yard line. Man comes in motion, and this play appears to be busted up. There was definitely some miscommunication here on where the ball was supposed to go. I think they said Kunkel is the one who got the carry. It was really hard to tell. We'll call it a 1-yard loss, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 11 here for Oelwein. So the Huskies in the game so far, 7 carries for 28 yards. That's over a quarter of what they've accomplished on the ground the entire season leading up to this point. 2nd and 11 after the Huskies went backwards 1. Quick pass from Patterson to the right side. Caught and dropped over on the far side of the field by the fullback, Bryce Kunkel. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 11, and the Huskies have converted a 3rd and long earlier in this game. So not too often where you see a pass attempt to the fullback out of the flat like that. Well, that is what happened that time around. And Kunkel, man, he had it in his hands, just not quite able to haul it in over on the far side.
Bulldogs going to want to keep an eye on DeTimmerman and Pineda. Those two have been the big receivers on 3rd down.
3 receivers right. Patterson back to throw. Line drive over the middle. What a catch. Sliding down to the ground. Landon Reckheimer makes the catch for Oelwein. It looks to be just shy of a 1st down. It's going to be 4th and short coming up. It was 4th and 11, and that one gained about 10. So Oelwein going for it. They get up to the line quickly here. Hampton-Dumont-CAL almost jumped up front. Oelwein looking over to the sideline. Going for it here on 4th and 2 in their own territory. Quick throw left side is caught by Pineda, bobbled, and let's see what the ruling here. It's going to be a catch made and a first down for Oelwein on the near side here by Pineda, and that guy is a freshman doing some great damage here for the Huskies, out to the 32-yard line to pick up the first. Just what they needed to convert, picking up 3 when they needed 2. Tough break for the Bulldog defense there, but great play design. And here's going to be another roll out to the right by Pattison. Fires it downfield, caught, and a flag comes in at the end of the play. Landon Reckhammer out on the far side was able to make the catch. And the Bulldog sideline thinks this is against Oelwein. Yep, the side judge is pointing that direction as well. I did not see what the referee signaled. He was behind the players. We'll get the call here in a sec. Illegal man downfield on Oelwein. All right. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty, backing him up to 1st and 15. And so far, Pattison is 8 of 11 passing now for 117 yards. Looking to pass right again. Heck of a catch by Timmerman. One-on-one coverage on the slant route. He was able to haul it in and almost pick up a first down, just shy of the 40-yard line in their own territory, out to the 37. So that one picks up 10 through the air. And the Husky passing game continuing to be very effective. Pattison 9 of 12 right now. Heck of a catch by Timmerman. 2nd down and 5. After the 5-yard penalty backed him up to a 1st and 15. Pattison. Oh, he is being flushed out to the left, almost got sacked, still on his feet. He's going to pick up a first down out of bounds around the 45. First down Huskies from the 37 to the 46. That one gains 9, and the Huskies move the chains yet again on a nice run by quarterback Maddox Pattison. And we knew he would be effective in the ground game for the Huskies, accounting for a good chunk of their offense. In fact, coming into this game, Pattison was their leading rusher with 61 carries for 47 yards. And tonight, they're now up to 37 yards as a team. 1st and 10 at their own 46. High snap, sweep handoff right side. Pineda sheds out of a tackle, turns the corner, gets to the line of scrimmage, and not much further. Great pursuit by the Bulldog defense over on the far side of the field to limit that one to no gain, bringing up 2nd and 10. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. The Huskies do not feel the need to run another play. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 14, Oelwein 13. The second quarter is next. Let's head to the second quarter. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 14, Oelwein 13. It's going to be a 2nd down and 10 after no gain by Pineda. Pattison loads up deep left side. Incomplete pass. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10. There was maybe some hand fighting down the side, but it's going to be incomplete. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and long now for the Huskies. And actually, there is a flag here on the far side of the field. I didn't see it initially. It must have come in a little late. And now let's see what the white hat has to say. It's going to be against Hampton-Dumont-CAL. I didn't see the call. He was facing away, but it must have been pass interference. So 15 yards. Jason, those penalties once again killing the Bulldogs.
Yeah, the defense having a lot of trouble getting off the field, and those penalties just keep adding up, and Oelwein's getting first downs out of it.
1st and 10 Huskies at the 39-yard line of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Bunched up formation, high snap to Pattison, under heavy pressure. He's going to be brought down to the backfield. And Brady Haar thinks the Bulldogs recovered the ball, but Pattison does still have it. Haar was in on the sack, and so was Briggs Gruelke. Still both get credit for half a sack there. So the Bulldog defense able to make up from for that mistake a little bit. And it'll back Oelwein up to the 47-yard line. So a loss of 8 on that play by Pattison. It'll bring up 2nd down. I'll call it a loss of 7, 2nd down and 17. Back to the 47-yard line in HD Cal territory. Pattison looks left. It was tipped right after he threw it. Brady Haar getting his hands up in the air and forcing the incomplete pass. Now it's going to be 3rd and long for the Huskies. And a chance for the Bulldog defense to get off the field yet again. Let's see how deep they play defensively here on this 3rd down and 17. .11:03 to go here in the 2nd quarter. And the Huskies looking over to their sideline for a long time, and they finally get the play call. Play clock is down to 2 seconds. They just get it off. Pattison back to throw. Heavy pressure, throws it deep left, incomplete. No one in the area, and it's going to be 4th down and long. Great job by the Bulldog defense to force the incomplete pass. Pattison had nowhere to go with it, just had to air it out and get rid of it, and now it's 4th and long. 3 straight incompletions by Pattison. All right, let's see what they decide to do here. They are switching out personnel. And Pattison is the punter for Oelwein, but actually, they're going to send a new guy back. It's going to be Brendan Pattison back to punt instead of Maddox Pattison. So Hampton-Dumont-CAL will put a man deep to return. Here's the snap. Almost blocked it. It's a nice punt back inside the 10-yard line. Keene slips, able to get up, and he's going to get swarmed. Well, Jason, the Bulldogs have been able to capitalize offensively most of the time here tonight. They'll have a long field to drive this time around, but again, we've seen them move it down the field with great effect here with those 2 first-quarter scoring drives.
Yeah, 2 drives, 2 scores. I mean, you can't argue that out of your offense. So if they could keep that momentum rolling here, get some more points on the board, increase the lead.
5 rushes for 25 yards for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Blake Burmester is 3 of 5 passing for 83 yards and 2 touchdowns. 1 to Aiden Keene, 1 to Brody Strother. Makes for a passer rating of 331.44. That is pretty crisp, let me tell you that right now. They line up with 3 receivers to the left, starting from their own 12-yard line. It's a QB keeper. No, it's Ryder Strother gets the direct snap. Rumbles out across the line to gain 1st down yardage for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. So they put Ryder Strother in to run the ball a little bit. Move it out to the 23-yard line. That one picks up 11 on the ground. Strother now 2 rushes, 17 yards. Team is up to 36. 10.5 to go in this 1st quarter, or in the 2nd quarter, that is. Hampton-Dumont-CAL leads Oelwein 14-13. 2 receivers left, 1 right. This is a handoff going up the middle, pushing the pile forward. And that was Jacob Mailer getting the carry for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. And he'll pick up decent yardage that time around. From the 23 out to about the 28, picks up 5. Jacob Mailer knew he'd be a crucial part of this Bulldog offense here tonight. It'll bring up 2nd down and 5 as the clock ticks down under 10 minutes to go in the first half. Bulldogs were finally able to get a stop defensively. See if they can keep the ball moving on the ground here. Here's Mailer with a carry, brought down from behind after a decent gain. Looks like he'll have just enough for a first down. Picks up 6 yards from the 23 out to the 29. So Hampton-Dumont-CAL content with keeping it on the ground. We'll see if they decide to mix it up a little bit. Their 2 touchdowns are through the air so far. An efficient night by Blake Burmester. 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Struther is on the near side. That's Brody Struther. Brady Haar here, check that, Aiden Keene. They throw it near side, incomplete. It was a diving attempt by Brody Struther here along the near sideline. Would have been enough for a a 2nd down and 5, but it's going to be 2nd down and 10 instead. This pass is outstretched arms. Elsewhere in the district tonight, Dike New Hartford is at Denver. And Roland Story is at Vincent Schellsburg. And right now, Vinton Schellsburg leads Roland Story 7-0. Midway through the first quarter as of about 27 minutes ago. 2nd and 10 Bulldogs. Clock stopped, 9:15 to go here in the second quarter. Here's a pitch left. Turning the legs, that's Jacob Mailer. Spun down after a pickup of 10+. Gets a first down here for Hampton-Dumont-CAL from the 34 out to the 46. Nice 12-yard burst by Jacob Mailer, and the Bulldogs continue to move the ball on the ground with great effect on this drive. Now 59 rushing yards for the game on 9 attempts. 9:08 to go in the second quarter. And Jason, it'll be an interesting decision if the Bulldogs score here to see if they maybe go for 2, try to make it a 2-score game right away. Low snap to Burmester, sets the feet, flings it right. It is caught over on the far side by Struther. Still on his feet across the 30-yard line in Oelwein territory and drugged down from behind at about the 20. What a catch and run by Brody Struther, making guys miss down the sideline, and the Bulldogs have moved it down to the red zone of Oelwein. All the way down to the 12.
Really impressive drive from the Bulldogs so far. Good mix of that run and pass, staying balanced, kind of like we talked about in the pregame. See what happens here as they get into the red zone. See if they can put up some points and finish this drive.
So Struther got the pitch and ended up picking up 42 yards on the play. Here's going to be a keeper, Burmester, taking it left after faking the handoff, turns the corner, jukes man to the right, and brought down from behind inside the 5. Blake Burmester on the QB keeper. Excellent play design from the 12 down inside the 5-yard line. I'll call it right across the 5-yard line for a pickup of 7 by Burmester. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 3. Second and 3 from the 5 to be exact. 2 receivers to the right side. Handoff Mailer, churning those legs, fighting for the goal line, and he's in for the Bulldog score. Touchdown Hampton-Dumont-CAL. They lead at 20-13 on the short plunge by Jacob Mailer. And they are going to trot out the PHC unit, try to make it an 8-point game as the Bulldog football flag flies right in front of us. And here comes Rican to kick with Ryder Struther to hold. 8:34 to go here in the second quarter. And the snap. Spot kick is up and good. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 21, Oelwein 13. 8:34 to go in the second quarter. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 21, Oelwein 13. John Molenkel, Jason Eaton with you here. And Jason, now a little bit of breathing room, I would say, for the Bulldogs after the teams were going back and forth with the Huskies putting a little pressure on Hampton-Dumont-CAL.
Yeah, the Bulldogs that last drive, I thought they kind of slowed it down a little bit with the run game, let their offense kind of play it out and kind of wear out the defense a little bit and just kind of get back to a more balanced approach, and ends up scoring to go up 21-13.
It's Pineda and Timmerman back to return for Oelwein. Hunter Rieken has it teed up at the 40-yard line for this Hampton-Dumont-CAL kickoff from right to left as I see it. End over end kickoff, got some backspin on it, and again it'll bounce into the end zone. So Rieken has been firing some deep bombs on those kickoffs tonight, and it's given the Huskies, for the most part, long fields to drive. And they will start back at their own 20-yard line here once again. All right, let's see. Oelwein so far. Again, the ground game is going to be a big one. One sec here. Trying to total this yardage here. So 10 carries for 30 yards in the game so far for the Huskies. First and 10 from their own 20-yard line as they begin this drive with 8.5 to go in the second quarter. Patterson back to pass under pressure, being chased out to the right. And he's going to be brought down. Hampton-Dumont-CAL with a sack. I think that's Gruelke. Big man number 70. Yep, that's Briggs Gruelke out there making the sack for the Bulldogs. And it looks like he just got back. Oh, they are going to move the down marker back now, so it'll be a decent loss on the play. Second down and 14 coming up after Patterson goes backward for 4.
And he's been doing a great job getting off the ball. He has that half sack on the last drive. Now he's got this one. So he's getting after it, putting pressure on Patterson and making him have to scramble out of that pocket.
It backs the Huskies up to a second and 14 from their own 16-yard line as they continue to run without a huddle, and the play clock was running down to 1 second, causing Oelwein to call a timeout. 7:45 to go in the second quarter. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 21, Oelwein 13. .45 to go in the second quarter. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 21, Oelwein 13. Second and 14 coming up for the Huskies. They just burned their second timeout of the first half, so they now have 1 left. HD-Cal still has all 3 left. All right, let's see what they line up with here. They are going to do trips right and 2 receivers left, so empty here for Patterson on second down and long. I'll start this play at their own 16. Patterson looks left, loads up and fires deep. It is going to be caught off of the helmet of an incomplete pass. That was almost a spectacular catch by Landon Reckheimer over on the far side, right in front of the Oelwein bench. It looked like he was trying to catch it off of the helmet of the defensive back down there. Not quite able to do that, and it's going to bring up third down and long. But Jason, that would have ended up on SportsCenter tonight had you caught that. Let me tell you that right now.
Yeah, bobbling it right on the sideline and keeping your feet in. If you could have done that, that would have been something to see.
4 straight incomplete passes. In fact, 5 out of the last 6 have been incomplete here by Patterson. Now they line up 3 right and 1 left. Here's a deep throw right side. It's going to be intercepted by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. It's Rieken down the near sideline, still on his feet, spinning out of a tackle. And the Bulldogs will set up with 1st and 10 down to the red zone of Oelwein. Hunter Rieken makes the interception for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. It was up for grabs, double coverage, and Rieken able to bring it back.
Good pressure there again by the defensive line. We kind of talked about it at the break, but Patterson doesn't like to throw on the move, so he's kind of getting some happy feet back there, and when he does, he just kind of throws it up.
Bulldogs will have first and goal from the 9-yard line. 7.5 minutes to go in the first half. A chance to really bust this game open right here. The lineup with 2 receivers to each side. Here on the near side, it's Keene and Brody Struther. Har out to the far side, along with Ryder Struther. Looking for Ryder Struther on the pass from Burmester, in and out of his hands. Off the fingertips in the corner of the end zone. 2nd and goal from the 9 coming up. And that pass was on the money. Struther not quite able to haul it in. Burmester now 3 of 7 passing for 83 yards. But 3 completions for 83 isn't too bad. 3 completions, 2 touchdowns as well, averaging just over 27 yards per completion. Bulldogs running without a huddle here. The lineup with 2 running backs in the formation, 1 on each side. No, it's going to be a direct snap to Struther, taking it up the middle. Here comes a flag. It was thrown near the end of the play from the back judge. So we'll await the results of this. It's going to be face mask on Oelwein. So Hampton-Dumont-CAL will take that. It'll be half the distance to the goal from wherever the spot of the ball ends up being. Let's see where they have it spotted. Oh, there it is. Oh, Jason, what do you think? Is that the 5 that they got it on?
Looks to me like it's the 4.
Okay. 2nd and goal from the 3. All right, so that was a 3-yard run that time by Struther, then half the distance on the penalty. Here's a pitch right. Jacob Mailer looks to turn the corner, and he's into the end zone for the Hampton-Dumont-CAL touchdown. Jacob Mailer gets his 2nd touchdown of the game. This one from 3 yards, and the Bulldogs are up by 2 scores. Jacob Mailer, in fact, has scored on his last 2 carries. The first was from 5 yards, this one from 3 yards. And here comes Rican out to attempt the PAT. A little bit of a low snap. They are able to get it placed down. Ryder Struther is, and the kick is up and good. So it's 7:03 to go until halftime. It's Hampton-Dumont-CAL 28, Oelwein 13. The Bulldogs are starting to get a little bit of separation. A short touchdown run, 3 yards to be exact, from Jacob Mailer. And with 7:03 to go in the 2nd quarter, it's Hampton-Dumont-CAL 28, Oelwein 13. Elsewhere in district play, Dike, New Hartford, and Denver are scoreless after 1 quarter. Vinton Schellsburg leads Roland Story 7-0. That one as of midway through the first. We should get an update on that one before too long. Here comes Hunter Rican to kick off. And here it comes, end over end. And it's going to sail to the end zone once again, bouncing at about the 5. So again, the Huskies have a long field to drive. Well, Jason, how about these last couple of drives by Hampton-Dumont-CAL, able to get things turned around in their favor with some defensive stops as well, not slowing down that offensive pace.
Yeah, excellent job by them. Anytime you can cause a turnover and then make the team pay for that by scoring, that's how you win games right there.
It was set up by an interception for Hunter Rican, which was returned down to the 9-yard line. Oelwein takes over, 1st and 20, or 1st and 10 from their own 20. 2 receivers each side. Pattison takes the shotgun snap. Looks right, now looks left, steps up in the pocket, fires over the middle, and complete to Pineda. Almost was able to make the catch out of the 40-yard line. Would have gained about 20 yards. It was in and out of his hands. Fantastic defensive coverage out there by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Here with 6:55 to go until halftime. So that is now 6 straight incomplete passes thrown by Maddox Pattison. He's now 9 of 18 for 127 yards after a great start to the game. Here's a quarterback keeper to the left side. Pattison looking to get it done on the ground this time. Chopped down over on the far side of the field by Ryder Strother. This will be a first down and a whole lot more. Heck of a run by Maddox Pattison. First and 10, Oelwein out to the 38. Pattison rushes for 18. Huskies have now rushed for 44 yards in this game. They had 99 on the season entering tonight in the first 4. 2 receivers to the right side. Pattison looking right. Someone jumped up front. I have a feeling this is on Hampton-Dumont-CAL again, and it is. Another encroachment on the Bulldogs for the 4th time tonight. And Jason, when Hampton-Dumont-CAL was doing that in some of those previous drives, it really aided the Huskies on their way down the field when Oelwein got 15 free yards on one of their scoring drives earlier here in this half.
Yeah, penalties always hurt you, and you know those last 2 drives they didn't give up any penalties.
Pattison taking it left. He looks to evade a tackle, running to the far side of the field. Kind of able to make something out of nothing here. They're going to officially call it no gain here on the ground by Pattison, and it'll remain a 2nd and 5 situation. Wiffles Hybrids halftime show is coming up in just a little bit. Be sure to stay tuned for that. 5:43 and ticking to go in the second quarter. 2 receivers each side. Pattison looks to throw. Line drive over the middle. Was that caught by Pineda? It looked to have been bobbled, and it is caught out across the 50 to the 41. Man, that was extremely close on the catch by Pineda. Whether or not he actually caught it or not, they say he will. From the 43 to the 41. And that one gains 16 yards. And now we got another penalty against Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Jason, did you see the call there? I was looking at my stat sheet.
It's an encroachment again, but honestly, it looked to me like it was a false start on Oelwein, but they're going to give it. It's going to go Oelwein's way.
All right. So it'll make it 1st and 5 down to the 36 of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. And now Pattison runs up under center, takes the snap, pushes the pile. And it wasn't the old Philadelphia Eagles tush push. He just ran up under center. That was really deceptive, the way he sprinted up down under center. It was setting up like a pretty usual formation. And then Pattison comes up under center and lunges forward for 3. So he's now rushed for 33 yards, the team 47. 2nd and 2 for the Huskies at the 33-yard line of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Hard count up front, trying to make him jump again. With 2 receivers on the near side. High snap to Pattison. He caught the snap with one hand. Now tries taking it left, and this is going to be maybe a gain of 1 at best. It's going to bring up 3rd down. They actually say the play was stopped behind the line of scrimmage, so a loss of 1 by Pattison. And he was lucky that he was even able to haul in that snap after that was all said and done. So it's going to be 3rd and a long 3 from the 34-yard line of Hampton-Dumont-CAL, down to 3:40 to go here in this first half. DeTemmerman motions, and it's a quarterback keeper. Oh, no, it's a rollout here, throw over the middle, another catch. It's hauled in by Rackhammer over the middle, and it's going to be a first down pickup for Oelwein. Heavy coverage, but Rackhammer able to haul it in on a line drive dart from Pattison. And that one ends up picking up 10 yards through the air. So the Huskies continuing to dominate in that passing attack. Here's a handoff. Kunkel spins at the line of scrimmage and is held to minimal yardage. So again, the penalties against Hampton-Dumont-CAL have seemingly given the Huskies momentum here. Lucky to hold them to no gain there on the rush by Kunkel. He's got 3 carries for 3 yards. Second down and 10. 2:45 and ticking here until halftime. The newcomer into the Oelwein lineup is Tyler Lucas out at wide receiver. Pattison is going to go under center for this snap. Turns around, play action fake. He's going to be flushed out, and Brady Harr there to spin him down to the backfield, all the way back to the 44-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 20 yards on the sack by Brady Harr. And Oelwein may have gotten away with holding, but now it's going to be 3rd and 30 after the huge loss. What a sack by Brady Harr. The Iowa State commit showing why he's capable of going there. And now we got Oelwein marching over toward their sideline. And there's not many plays in the playbook for 3rd and 30. Down to 1:55 left until halftime. And here we go. DeTemberman and Lucas, the receivers, here to the near side. DeTemberman motions. They're going to run a reverse. It's Pineda in the backfield. Spun down for a loss. And it's Briggs Grulke again. All the way back inside the 45-yard line. And a timeout has been called by Hampton-Dumont-CAL with $1:35 to go in this second quarter.
The recipe for success is getting pressure in the backfield. That defensive line has done a really good job. When they step up, this Oelwein offense can't do anything.
That ends up going from 144 to the other for a loss of 12. So Pineda is the one who will end up getting credited with that rush. And now, Jason, you see why they only had 99 rushing yards on the season. They've been fluctuating, up and down from about 50-ish yards. They now have 18 for 4 after all the losses of yardage and the sacks, once those all get accounted into that as well.
Yeah.
4th and 42. And Oelwein obviously punting now with Aiden Keene back to return for the Bulldogs. And here's the snap to Pattison. Line drive punt, bounces at the 30-yard line. Keene is chasing it, looking to pick it up. He does. He's got it at the 20-yard line. Jukes man to the right, still on his feet, gets to 30. Here comes a flag. And he's trucked down just across the 30-yard line of Oelwein. A lot of times you're taught to just let those bounce if you're not able to get it right away. However, Keene decided to pick it up and see what he could do. Ended up picking, about 10, 15 yards up in the process. I don't see the referee in the white hat. Oh, there he is. Let's see what we got here. It's going to be against Oelwein. Oh, I must have missed the signal. So a penalty against Oelwein. That'd have been defensive hold. So the Bulldogs will start at the 37-yard line in their own territory. Keene motions out to the right side. Now 2 receivers out there. He along with Harr. And it's a pitch to the right. It's Brody Strother, looks to turn the corner. He's got it around the 45-yard line. Still on his feet, down the far side of the field, and brought down deep in Oelwein territory around the 25. Brody Strother's been busting off big runs all night. Let's see what the calculation on that one ends up being. 1 minute and 10 seconds left. Bulldogs lead by 2 scores, looking to make it 3 right here. All the way down to the 20-yard line. A pickup of 43 yards by Brody Strother. He's now got rushes of 42 and 43 yards in this game for a total of 85. And now a timeout has been called by Hampton-Dumont-CAL with the play clock down to 3 seconds. With 1 minute and 11 seconds left until halftime. Hampton-Dumont-CAL leading Oelwein 28-13. Well, Jason, how about the run game of Brody Strother? Pretty clear what they've been attempting to do with him when he lines up in the backfield like that. It's been 2 toss plays to him. The first of 42 yards and the second was for 43 yards.
Yeah, and when he hits that edge, you can see him catch that next gear. He is fast, and he gets up the field quickly by the defense, and 42.5 yards average is what he's got per carry.
That's not too bad, if you ask me. So let's see, that brings Hampton-Dumont-CAL's rushing total to 162 yards on 15 carries. Let's see, averaging about 6 yards per carry, so that's pretty decent right there. So each team now with 1 timeout left, 1 minute and 11 seconds left until halftime. And remember, the Bulldogs did kick off to start the game, so they are scheduled to receive the second half kickoff as well, so a possibility to make it a 2-for-1 here. Burmester in the shotgun, throws it left side. He's got Brady Haar looking to turn the corner left side, still on his feet. Got 1 man to beat, dragging people with him. Did he get to the goal line? Just short. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Bulldogs after a great catch and run by Brady Haar.
Well, and Brody Strother not only doing a great job running the ball, but he sprung hard there with a great block. So took his guy out, and Haar was able to get a lot more yards out of that reception.
Another timeout has been called here, I believe. Oh, we got an injured player here for Oelwein down in the corner of the end zone. So it'll be an injury timeout here with 1 minute and 2 seconds left here in the first half. And again, Hampton-Dumont-CAL leading Oelwein 28-13. A chance to possibly make it a 2-for-1 here after that catch and run by Brady Haar. That ball is spotted at, I think that's the 1 yard line. The paint is not very sufficient here. I think that's the 1 yard line that it's on, so we're going to call it a gain of 19 yards through the air from Burmester to Haar, making Blake Burmester 4 of 8 passing over 100 yards now. He's at 102. Brady Haar has catches of 14 and 19 yards to total 33. So it'll be a 1st and goal from the 1 here for Hampton-Dumont-CAL when we come back from this injury timeout, and they are still attending to the injured Husky player. We will step aside for the injury timeout here on 104.9 KLMJ and Radio on the Go on YouTube. Injury timeout is done, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL will have 1st and goal at the 1 yard line after a 19-yard pass from Blake Burmester to Brady Haar. $1:02 left in the first half. Bulldogs looking to extend this lead to 3 scores. Let's see what we got here. Looks like Ryder Strother is lining up in the shotgun. There's Brody Strother to his left, Jacob Mailer to his right. This is usually a keeper for Strother. It is. Takes it across the plane for the Hampton-Dumont-CAL score. A 1 yard touchdown plunge by Ryder Strother, and the Bulldogs extend their lead to 34-13. And they'll bring out Hunter Reekin to attempt this extra point. And remember, Oelwein has not won a game since 2022. They certainly started with some confidence, going back and forth with the Bulldogs. But Hampton-Dumont-CAL has started flexing their muscles here throughout this second quarter. Extra point by Reekin is up and good, and with 50 seconds until halftime, it's Hampton-Dumont-CAL 35, Oelwein 13. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 35, Oelwein 13. 50 seconds to go in the first half. John Mowinkle, Jason Eaton with you here. It was a 1-yard touchdown plunge by Ryder Struther. And he took the direct snap at QB and was able to follow the great blocking that was ahead of him. Here's Rican's kickoff. This one is finally returnable for Oelwein. It's Pineda on his feet across the 25-yard line and shoved back by a great surge of Hampton-Dumont-CAL kickoff coverage players. So 44 seconds. And if you're Oelwein, you probably got to get aggressive here, considering that the second half kickoff is going to be received by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. They'll start at their own 25-yard line, about 5 yards better than their previous drives, which have all started at the 20, after some deep, booming kickoffs by Hunter Rican. Each team has one timeout left as well. So those will certainly be big factors here in these final 44 seconds. Two receivers each side. Pattison takes the high snap, takes off left, tries to spin forward. Progress is stopped over on the far side of the field. Clock still running here at 34 seconds. Call it no gain on the play, and Oelwein is not in any hurry, so they may just be content to send this thing to halftime.
Really surprising to me that with the timeout, they didn't at least try to throw it deep, get some points on the board before the end of the half.
Down to 15 seconds. All the Husky players are still looking over to the sideline. And it looks like that's going to be it for the first half. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 35, Oelwein 13. Bulldogs had a great finish to the half. Our Wiffles Hybrids halftime show is next. We've reached halftime. It is Hampton-Dumont-CAL 35, Oelwein 13. John Mowinkle, Jason Eaton. And Jason, the Bulldogs have scored on each of their drives in the first half. We thought it was kind of a shaky start, the fact that it was back and forth, but man, Hampton-Dumont-CAL has been able to keep things rolling here. And when it's all said and done, it has turned out to be a really impressive half here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, we talked about in the pregame, trying to finish drives would be a key for the Bulldogs, and they've come out and they've finished 5 of them. And as a result, they have 35 points.
Wiffles Hybrids is proud to sponsor tonight's halftime show. When it comes to selecting your seed corn partner, you've got a choice to make. At Wiffles Hybrids, they've also made a choice to remain independent, farm family owned, and to stay American. So when it's time for you to make your choice, make a statement. Plant your independence. Plant Wiffles. In Grundy County, see Ben Cool. In Butler County, see Jamison Stagey. In Hardin County, see Chelsea Hokeson. And in Franklin and Wright counties, see Connor McElderry. Well, let's take a look at some of the numbers here so far. Blake Burmester of Hampton-Dumont-CAL is 4 of 8 passing for 102 yards and 2 touchdowns. It was a 29-yarder to Brody Strother and a 40-yarder to Blake Burmester. So averaging just over 29 yards per completion. Excuse me, 25 yards per completion. On the ground for the Bulldogs, 16 carries as a team for 163 yards, led by Jacob Mahlers, 9 for 50 with 2 scores. Ryder Strother is 4 for 21 with a score, which was from 1 yard out. And Brody Strother has 2 for 85, 1 for 42, and 1 for 43. When it comes to the receiving game, the 4 completions, or 4 receptions, I should say. Let's see, 2 of them have been for touchdowns. 1 to Aiden Keene, 1 to Brody Strother. And let's see, yeah, like I said, so 40 for Keene, 29 for Strother. So each have 1 catch for a touchdown. Brady Hart, 2 catches for 33 yards, 1 for 14, 1 for 19, but no touchdowns for him so far. So, Jason, yeah, looking at these stats, I mean, the Bulldogs have really been able to mix it up. That's kind of what you want to see. You know, they haven't had any drives stall out, and they've been able to really open up their options in this game. I've been really impressed with when Brody Struthers come into the game. It's been the exact same play to him both times. He's run the ball on a pitch sweep, but the Oelwein defense just has not been ready for that play. So I would imagine Hampton-Dumont-CAL will probably turn to that play at least once more in the second half here, see if they're able to get Oelwein to bite on it and see if they can pick up another big gainer. But yeah, I mean, Hampton-Dumont-CAL, they've had some issues here offensively the last couple weeks, but seem to have got them ironed out here tonight.
Yeah, you talked in the week earlier with Coach Miller, and he talked about being balanced. And right now, 102 yards passing, 102 yards rushing. It doesn't get any more balanced than that. So the Bulldogs have come out here passing and running the ball very well and very efficiently.
Elsewhere in the district at halftime, Dike New Hartford leads Denver 14-0. Out in Vinton, it is still 7-0 Vinton Schellsburg, and that one has reached halftime. Iowa Falls Alden Trails West Delaware 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. At halftime, Grundy Center leads Clarion Goldfield Dows 35-0. And those are some of the scores from the area. We'll take a timeout and come back with some more Wiffles Hybrids halftime show here from Oelwein on 104.9 KLMJ and Radio on the Go on YouTube. Again, the score right now, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 35, Oelwein 13. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 35, Oelwein 13. Here at halftime, Wiffles Hybrids brings you tonight's halftime show. When you plant Wiffles, you're not just choosing superior seed corn. You're making a statement that says staying independent, family-owned, and it means something on your farm. So make your choice, plant Wiffles Hybrids. One thing done right. In Franklin and Wright counties, see Connor McElderry. In Grundy County, see Ben Cool. And check with Chelsea Hokeson in Hardin County. John Mowinkle, Jason Eaton with you here. And I guess they're doing the crowning of the homecoming king and queen at halftime of the game. That's somewhat unusual, but I guess that's what they're doing right here. So homecoming week here for the Huskies. And unfortunately, Hampton-Dumont-CAL appears to be on their way to spoiling that homecoming. Let's take a look at some of the numbers for Oelwein in this one. Maddox Pattison, 11 of 20 passing for 153 yards and a touchdown. In fact, near the end of the half, he had a string of 6 straight incompletions before completing his final 2 of the half. So 11 for 20, touchdown and an interception. Good for a passer rating of 125.76. On the ground, Oelwein now has 19 carries for 4 yards, led by Bryce Kunkel, who has 3 carries for 3 yards. Maddox Pattison, 13 carries for 2 yards. Caleb DeTemmerman, 1 for 11. And Luis Pineda, 2 for -12. Receiving for the Huskies so far, DeTemmerman has 2 for 76, including a touchdown. Landon Reckheimer has 2 for 19. Luis Pineda has 7 for 65. So total of 11 receptions for Oelwein in this one. Oh, let's see here. We do have one more score update to get you. I just had it, but I mean, Jason, we can see why Oelwein coming into this game had struggled so much on the ground. They gain a little bit each time, but then they'll lose a lot in one place. So credit to that Hampton-Dumont-CAL defense for forcing a lot of negative plays, including a loss of 30 on one of the plays. That was pretty insane.
Yeah, the Bulldogs defense, the key to the second half for them is to continue what they did in the first half. Get pressure on Pattison. He doesn't look real comfortable when he has to be on the run. He doesn't look like he wants to throw on the run. He wants to be able to set his feet and throw. And the first half, the Bulldogs were all over him and getting to him in the backfield. A couple sacks in the first half. So yeah, if they can keep him uncomfortable, they've pretty much got this one in the bag.
Midway through the third quarter, Appleton-Parkersburg leads Sumner Fredericksburg 41-7 out at Ed Thomas Field. So Falcons on their way to a victory there. We got about 2 minutes till we get rolling in the second half. It's Hampton-Dumont-CAL 35, Oelwein 13. Bulldogs will receive the second half kickoff. It's time for the second half. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 35, Oelwein 13. John Mowinkle, Jason Eaton with you here. Stoked you're with us on 104.9 KLMJ and radio on the go on YouTube. So the Bulldogs will receive the second half kickoff. It is a pooch kick. It's going to be scooped up by one of the upmen of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Returning it to the left, then upfield, out to about the 43.5-yard line. And then there was a scramble for the ball at the end of the play. But it appears Hampton-Dumont-CAL will keep possession. Looks like that might have been Trace Broquet on the return for Hampton-Dumont-CAL, senior number 85. So the Bulldogs will start at their own 42-yard line. Ball spotted on the near hash. They are driving from right to left as we see it from our visitor side press box broadcast location down to the south end of the field at the home of the Huskies. 35-13, Hampton-Dumont-CAL on top. If they connect here on this drive, they'll increase the lead to 4 scores and be on the verge of running clock rule. 2 receivers out to the right side, and here's a pitch play to the right. Jacob Mailer following the block of Brody Struther. Trucks a man to the 50-yard line and gets across. Very close to the line to gain. So Jacob Mailer getting the Bulldogs rumbling on offense here. It'll be a pickup of 9 yards, second down and inches coming up after the carry by Mailer. He had 2 straight touchdown runs to end his first half performance. He's now got 10 for 59.
First and 10 Bulldogs.
They are going to give him a first down, so we'll call it a gain of 10. Out to the 47-yard line in Oelwein territory. Ball spotted right hash. Right on the edge of the O Oelwein logo at midfield. Burmester to pass. Heaves it left. He's got Brady Haar on the flat route. He looks to have just enough for a first down across the 35-yard line in Oelwein territory. That'll be enough to move the chains on a gain of about 12 by Haar through the air. 47 to 36, that's a gain of 11, so the freshly committed Iowa State football player coming up anyway has his 3rd catch of the day. No one else is more than 1. 10:52 and ticking to go here in the 3rd quarter. Bulldogs lead by 3 scores. It's a pitch right to Mailer. Looks to turn the corner, getting upfield. And he's brought down, spun over by Brendan Pattison, one of the defensive linemen of Oelwein over on the far side of the field. From the 36 to just across the 30 to the 28-yard line. We'll call that a pickup of 8 yards on the ground for Jacob Mailer. And he is quickly making a name for himself in this game as the team's leading rusher now up to 11 for 68. 2nd down and 2. Here's the snap, handoff. To the left side, Mailer following blockers. Gets ankle tackled from behind. That'll be enough for a Hampton-Dumont-CAL first down. And HD Kyle has had no problems whatsoever moving the ball here in this 3rd quarter so far. 7 yards on that pickup on the ground by Jacob Mailer. And this Oelwein defense is maybe gassed a little bit here already. 1st and 10 down to the 21-yard line of the Huskies. 2 receivers left. And now here's Burmester back to pass. Loads up, pump fakes, fires deep right side. Looking for Brady Haar. He had it knocked away from behind. It was Aaron Burkhart, the DB of Oelwein, there to force the incompletion and bring up 2nd and 10. And Haar had it in his hands. He just had it swung from behind by that aforementioned defensive back. And Burmester now 5 of 10 passing for 113 yards and 2 scores. Clock stopped at 9:38 to go in the 3rd quarter. The Bulldogs will return to action next week at Denver on 104.9 KLMJ. Burmester, quarterback keeper, takes it left, looks to turn the corner, shuffles the feet, and brought down from behind after a short pickup. Brought down by Tyler Cannon, one of the Huskies' defensive backs. So it's going to be 3rd down. They say he actually just got back to the line of scrimmage. All right, now they move the down marker, so they did gain a couple yards there on the Rush by Burmester. Just his second rush of the game, by the way. 3rd down and 8. And here's Burmester rolling out to the right. Throws downfield. He's got Brady Haar on the crossing pattern. Fighting for that pylon. It's going to be short of a touchdown, but a 1st and goal upcoming for Hampton-Dumont-CAL down inside the 10. So the Bulldogs marching right down the field on this opening drive of the second half. All the way down to the 3-yard line after the gain of 15 through the air to Haar. He had one knocked away a moment ago, but it turned out to just delay the inevitable. They went for him again on that crossing pattern. 1st and goal from the 3, Burmester. Handoff Mailer, lowers the shoulders, and dances into the end zone for the Hampton-Dumont-CAL score. 41-13 Bulldogs on a short run by Jacob Mailer, his 3rd score of the game.
Bulldogs picking up where they left off at the end of the first half. Come out and score with an opening drive here in the second half. 41-13, awaiting the point after try here.
Rieken is out to attempt the PHC here for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Snap spot, errant spot, but the kick is up and good. So with 8:24 to go in the 3rd quarter, it's Hampton-Dumont-CAL 42, Oelwein 13. It was a 3-yard touchdown run by Jacob Mailer. And with 8:24 to go in the 3rd quarter, Hampton-Dumont-CAL leads Oelwein 42-14. Well, Jason, the Bulldogs seemingly ran whatever they wanted on that drive to begin this 3rd quarter. Oelwein did not have quite the defensive intensity maybe that they displayed earlier in this game, now that they're trailing big. Here's the run-up and the kickoff by Hunter Rieken. Sidewinding kick will bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So again, that Hampton-Dumont-CAL offense, I mean, the playbook was wide open on that drive, and it showed.
Yeah, every play they ran was for positive yardage except for that incomplete pass. But, yeah, they may have the Huskies here a little morally defeated on their home turf at homecoming, and down now 42-13.
It's been since 2022 that Oelwein has won a game. 8:24 to go in this 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 Huskies. They'll start this drive at their own 20-yard line after the Hunter Rieken touchback. So we got 2 receivers to each side here. Pattison starts in the gun. He motions one. That's Timmerman to the right, or to the left. And they throw it left. And it's caught over on the far side by Reckheimer. And pushed out of bounds by Hampton-Dumont-CAL's defense. So that'll end up gaining about 6 yards. 2nd and 4 coming up. After that 6-yard completion from Pattison to Reckheimer. .159 passing yards for the Huskies so far. Pattison is 12 for 21 with a touchdown and a pick. The pick was by Hunter Rieken, by the way. And we got whistles here and a flag right at the snap. It's going to be false start on Oelwein. And of all the pre-snap motion penalties that have been called tonight, there have been numerous ones against Hampton-Dumont-CAL. That was the first one of those against Oelwein, their first false start. So that'll back them up 5 yards to make it 2nd and 9, back to the 26. To the 21, actually. Previous one was at the 26. So, let's see, now they got Lucas in the game, split out as the wide receiver. Timmerman in the slot right side. Pattison throws over the middle. He's got his receiver. That's Reckheimer. And spun down by Hampton-Dumont-CAL's Ryder Strother.
Good for a Huskies first down.
And Oelwein has had some clutch catches in traffic. These receivers are used to catching the ball amid heavy contact, and that's an 18-yard gainer through the air from Patterson to Reckhammer.
Yeah, when he gets his feet set, he can be deadly across, throwing the ball. So if the D-line can get more pressure on him and, again, just flush him out of that pocket and get him moving, make it harder for him to complete these passes.
First and 10 of the 38, 7:53 to go here, third quarter. And Patterson in the gun. He's going to take off to the right side. Still on his feet, brought down from behind. Aiden Keene there to sling him down. And another solid run. This one will pick up around 6 to about the 44. We'll call it the 43 and call it second down and 5 officially. But Oelwein is running some chunk plays here to get this third quarter started as well. So the Bulldogs still look to kind of clamp down defensively here. Again, we're at a four-score difference right now. One more would be the running clock rule. Patterson pump fakes left, throws it left, looking for Reckhammer on the slant pattern on the left side. But Ryder Struther was out there in coverage, helping force the incompletion. And it'll bring up a third down and 4 for the Huskies. Patterson had completed 4 straight passes before that incompletion. He's now 13 of 23 for $177. Third down and 4 coming up. And now we got whistles. Encroachment against Hampton-Dumont-CAL again. And it appears that is going to be enough for a first down with the penalty yards. It'll be interesting to see what Cole Miller has to say about all those penalties after the game, knowing that discipline in those situations has been a big area of focus. That and the special teams operations, which have been pretty decent throughout the night tonight. No missed extra points or anything like that, but that penalty will move the ball to the 49-yard line. Oelwein in their own territory, and they motion 3 men to the left. Now an empty backfield here for Patterson, and he's back to throw. Loads up, fires deep right side. He was hit as he threw it. Lucas, it's going to be simultaneous possession. Lucas comes away with it down at the 25. That's going to be a gain of 26 yards through the air. Holy cow. Down to the 25-yard line with 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Lucas with his first catch of the game here for Oelwein.
It was good coverage by the Bulldogs there, too. Nothing they could do. I mean, just a jump ball that he was able to come down with.
And here's going to be a run to the left side. This one gains a few yards. Gains 5 yards. That was Maddox Patterson on the run for Oelwein. So let's see. He is now got 15 for 12. 0.8 yards per carry. Oelwein has it down to the 20-yard line of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Patterson, quarterback keeper to the left, now jukes to the right, still on his feet, carrying defenders with him and spun down. Ryder Struther was in there to help make the stop for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Hudson Hansen, number 52 on the D-line, in there as well to help make that stop. Gains 4 yards on that QB keeper to bring up third down and 1. Under 6 minutes to go in this third quarter. We're halfway through the period. 3rd and 1 Huskies. And now they line up under center. And Patterson, he reaches the ball out. He had the first down, but that reach might give him an extra yard or two. We'll see. So it's going to be a first down for Oelwein. After he gains about 3, so the Huskies continue moving the ball downfield here. Down to the 15. Okay, so they say he just gained 1. It was enough for that first, though. And Jason, that reach forward at the end might have gotten what he needed. You don't really see that. Usually that's when you do that, you're asking to fumble the ball. Snap to Patterson, handoff left. This is Detemmerman. He gets bottled up after turning the corner. Getting pushed out of bounds. Pretty hard there to help make the stop, as was Carter Arns. Josh Wolford in the area for Hampton-Dumont-CAL as well. And that'll actually be a loss of a couple yards on the handoff to Detemmerman. So that will be his first rush of the game. And it goes backwards for about a yard and a half. Snap to Pattison, looking to throw under pressure, gets away from Grulke, still on his feet, taken off down the left sideline, throws it at the last second, finds a man in the end zone. He might have been across the line. A flag comes in at the very end. It was caught by Detemmerman down in the end zone, but looks like this one is going to be coming back. Yep, illegal forward pass is the call, so that'll be a penalty against Oelwein. He got rid of it after he'd crossed the line. So that'll go from 2nd and 11 back to a 2nd and 16. Actually, it's a loss of down as well, so it'll be 3rd down. 3rd down and 16 now for Oelwein. So they'll line up with 3 receivers to the right side. Pattison to throw, loads up deep, left side of the end zone, incomplete. 2 deep for Reckheimer, and it'll bring up 4th down and long. All right, Jason, let's see what the Bulldogs have in store defensively. Oelwein certainly in a position to go for it here. You got really nothing to lose and everything to gain. 4th and 16 from their own 20, or from the Hampton-Dumont-CAL 21-yard line. Cheerleaders are getting this crowd amped up. Oelwein going for it on 4th and 16. Pattison is in the shotgun. He takes the snap. Look at downfield, being flushed out to the right, being chased by 2 Bulldog defenders, and he's brought down to the backfield. Hampton-Dumont-CAL comes up with a sack on 4th down, and once again, it's Briggs Grulke slinging him down to the 36. Loss of 14 on the play, and the Bulldogs will take over on downs. Briggs Grulke with another sack. What a defensive night he's had.
No real sense of urgency out of Oelwein on that drive either. 16 or 15 plays, and they come up empty.
So Hampton-Dumont-CAL will take over at their own 36-yard line with 4:23 to go in this 3rd quarter. Ball spotted left hash. If they score and kick an extra point here, then the running clock rule would go into effect. Burmester in the shotgun, handoff. Mailer runs into a brick wall of defenders at the line of scrimmage and pushed back, piled upon by Spencer Michaels, one of the nose guards of Oelwein. They will say that he got back to the 35, so -1 on the play by Mailer after what had been a great night on the ground so far. That's his first backwards run of the night. 14 for 77 now. But HD Cal, I would imagine, regardless, will try to run a decent amount of clock here. And now Ryder Strother motions. It's a handoff. This is Mailer on a counter play to the left. He's got some space to run. He's got 1 man to beat. Down the near sideline and brought down at about the 25. Jacob Mailer takes it down the sideline into Oelwein territory, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL is back in business on this drive. Down to the 25-yard line from the opposite 35. That one gains 40. And that is the longest rush of the day for Jacob Mailer, 3rd longest on the team. Those 2 belong to Brody Strother at 42 and 43 yards. 1st and 10 Bulldogs at the 25-yard line of Oelwein left hash. 3:10 to play in this 3rd quarter. Here's a snap, and Mailer takes it to the right side, looks to turn the corner. Still on his feet. There was a man tackled in the backfield. The Oelwein defense got faked out, and that'll be enough to move the chains here for Hampton-Dumont-CAL on the sweep play to the right by Jacob Mailer. Down inside the red zone now are the Bulldogs after that one. Gained 13 yards. So no problem with just giving it to Mailer and letting him cook. First and goal from the 7-yard line for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. 2:45 to go. Third quarter up 42-13. Here's a motion man. Low snap, but a handoff to the left side. Looking to turn the corner. And into the end zone, Hampton-Dumont-CAL. That was Carter Arns on the sweep play from the right side, getting the handoff, and the Bulldogs have extended the lead to 48-13. Arns with his first rush of the night. Might as well give him an opportunity. He picks up 7 on the ground. And here comes the extra point. Here's the snap. Spot kick is up, and it is good. 2:34 to go here in this third quarter. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 49, Oelwein 13. The run and clock rule will be in effect. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 49, Oelwein 13. 2:34 to go here in this third quarter. The running clock rule will be in effect, with it being a 36-point Bulldog lead. And here comes Hunter Rican to kick it off. Spiral kick goes through the legs of DeTemmerman into the end zone for a touchback. 7-yard touchdown run by Carter Arns of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. And the Bulldogs have the running clock rule in effect, something that's, well, Oelwein really has not been strangers to here throughout the season. Last week fell 64-14 on the road against Dike New Hartford. And apparently the clock operator is not aware of that rule. So, well, we'll keep it stopped then, I guess. Whatever. It is what it is. Bulldogs will be at Denver next week on 104.9 KLMJ, which at last check was trailing Dike New Hartford 14-0 at halftime. So Maddox Pattison starts in the shotgun formation here, throws left. What a catch down the far side of the field, and this is going to go for an Oelwein touchdown. Caleb DeTemmerman from 80 yards out. Well, I guess so much for the running clock rule. 49-19, Hampton-Dumont-CAL after the 80-yard touchdown, the longest play of this game so far. Well, that'll give the Huskies some new life here. 80 yards on the completion from Pattison to DeTemmerman. So let's see, is Oelwein going to go for 2? It looks like they are. So Lucas lines up as the single receiver to the right. Oh, now they do run 2 to the right. That's DeTemmerman in the slot. Pineda back in. Pattison looks to throw. Being chased down, lobs it up. Middle of the end zone, incomplete pass. Great coverage out there by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Ryder Struther out there in coverage to help make the stop. So there's 2:24 left in the third quarter. Hampton-Dumont-CAL leads Oelwein 49-19. 80-yard touchdown pass from Maddox Pattison to Caleb DeTemerman. And with 2:24 to go in the third quarter, it's Hampton-Dumont-CAL 49, Oelwein 19. So we had the running clock rule in effect for one play, and now it's back to a 30-point game. Here's a kickoff that angles left. Looks like it might be going out of bounds. Did Brady Hart touch it? Yep, he did not touch it. So let it bounce out of bounds, and that will be a penalty against Oelwein. Well, Jason, maybe a little lapse in that Hampton-Dumont-CAL defense after they went up by 5 scores there. Oelwein went for the deep ball, and they absolutely burned the Bulldogs on that one-play 80-yard drive.
Yeah, a little sign of life from the Huskies here in the second half, as you know, under 3 minutes left in the third, but really the only thing they've been able to do this second half, and we'll see what happens, but I'm sure the Bulldogs, just a little bit of a mental lapse there, and I'm sure they're going to get coached up on the sideline, and that's probably not going to happen again the rest of the game.
All right, so the Bulldogs will take over at their own 35-yard line. Ball will be spotted on the right hash mark. We'll start in the shotgun here with Ryder Strother. Takes a snap, takes it left, still on his feet, gets to the 50-yard line, down the sideline, and brought down from behind across the 40. Ryder Strother comes in, takes the direct snap at QB, runs to the left for a great pickup on the ground from the 35 in their own territory all the way out to the plus 37.
Really surprised to not see a horse collar flag there, but apparently the refs didn't think it was.
28 yards on the ground that time by Ryder Strother. He's now got 6 for 62. Clock stopped at 2:16 to go in the third quarter. Bulldogs lead Oelwein 49-19. Quick pass to the right side from Burmester to Haar. Burmester got shoved to the ground. No roughing the passer penalty. Haar still on his feet, down inside the 20-yard line. So this will end up being a pretty decent gain all the way down to the 14-yard line from the 43. Let's see. 43 to the 14, that is
29
yards. Thanks for that quick math, Jason.
Hey, I've got to help in some way here.
Yeah, right. Here's a pitch left. Jacob Mailer on his feet, lowers the shoulders, fighting for that goal line. Not quite there, but the Bulldogs are on the doorstep now with a 1st and goal at the 2. 12 yards on the carry by Jacob Mailer that time. And the Bulldogs will look to put that running clock rule straight back in effect. Time winding down here in this third quarter, down to about 15. Play clock down to 10. Bulldogs are taking their time, as you would expect. Play clock down to 5 seconds. They might end up calling a timeout here, and that is going to happen. So a $1:05 left in this third quarter. Hampton-Dumont-CAL leading Oelwein 49-19. We'll step aside as well. Just about done with the timeout. A couple of score updates. 6:59 left in the fourth quarter. Dike New Hartford leads Denver 21-6. Appleton Parkersburg defeated Sumner Fredericksburg 48-7. Grundy Center defeated Clarion Goldfield Dawes 56-8. First and goal, Hampton-Dumont-CAL leading 49-19 over Oelwein. And this is a handoff up the middle. Jacob Mailer squirms his way through that offensive line into the end zone for a short score. Jacob Mailer picks up his 4th rushing touchdown of the game. So Hampton-Dumont-CAL puts the running clock rule back in effect, unless this is blocked and returned for 2. Then it would no longer be in effect. $1:03 left in this third quarter, and an injured Husky down on the field being tended to before the PAT attempt comes up. So if that score holds over in Denver, then Hampton-Dumont-CAL will be going up against a Cyclone team that will be in need of a win at that point. Let's see. Yeah, Denver coming in at 0-1, so Denver's going to be 0-2 as long as that score holds. Let's see. Last week, Denver did end up losing to Roland Story, who was having a tough one with Vinton-Schellsburg as well. So now, 8:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Roland Story leads Vinton-Schellsburg 21-14. So that could be a pivotal game of the district right there, going on down in Vinton right now. Vinton-Schellsburg is who Oelwein will face next week, and that one will be at Vinton. Then in week 7, the Huskies will host Denver, and they will be at Roland Story to end the regular season. Upcoming schedule for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. They will be, as mentioned, at Denver next week on 104.9 KLMJ. And then in week 7, they will host Roland Story. And then in week 8, they will host Dyke New Hartford. That one will also air on 104.9 KLMJ. And that one also will be available at Radio on the Go on YouTube. And the injured Oelwein player is being assisted off the field. So the extra point is about to take place. 55-19 is the Hampton-Dumont-CAL lead after the short touchdown run by Jacob Mailer.
Just want to go back to Mailer, John. Coming into the game, he had 117 yards on the season with 1 touchdown. And tonight he's sitting at 131 yards rushing with 4 touchdowns. So heck of a night for him.
And now Hunter Reekin is out to attempt the PAT. Here's the snap. Spot is down. Kick is up and good. So the $1:03 left in the third quarter. It's Hampton-Dumont-CAL 56, Oelwein 19. A minute and 3 seconds left in the third quarter. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 56, Oelwein 19. John Mowinkle, Jason Eaton with you here after a short touchdown run by Jacob Mailer. 17 for 131 yards, 4 touchdowns. And last time the Bulldogs scored, they gave up a score on a 1-play drive from 80 yards. So let's see if they can hold on to that 5-score lead once things resume here. But this has been pretty much a shootout tonight. Looks like there will be a new kicker out there for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. It is not Hunter Reekin. Let's see. Trying to get a number on this guy. Looks like number 20. That would be Jesus Flores. Now just kick it off for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. A little bit of a shorter kick this time. It bounces and is returnable for Pineda of Oelwein. Runs to the left, looks to turn the corner. He's got one man to beat. He jukes Flores. He's on his feet at the 50 and brought down. Another great return for Oelwein. Back to midfield. So 54 seconds left in the third quarter. And the ball is at the 49-yard line of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. So the running clock rule will go into effect officially now. with his 56-19 lead for the Bulldogs. Good news for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. No missed kicks or anything tonight. They had 2 blocked last week, a field goal and an extra point. But 8 for 8 tonight. All right, so let's see here. Oelwein has a new quarterback in the game. It's DeTemmerman running QB, and he is slung down on a QB carry. Matt Evans of Hampton-Dumont-CAL able to make the stop of Caleb DeTemmerman. So giving him some reps at QB after Maddox Pattison exits the game. And now he's back on the field, and that will bring us to the end of this third quarter. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 56, Oelwein 19. Let's head to the fourth quarter next. Let's head to the fourth quarter, and we are underway with Maddox Pattison getting rid of it in heavy traffic. He was getting brought down as he threw the ball, so it'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 for the Huskies as we start this fourth quarter. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 56, Oelwein 19, and another incomplete pass for Maddox Pattison after he came out of the game for the previous play, and Caleb DeTemmerman got the snap at QB. So 3rd down and 5 from the 44-yard line. Oelwein working in Hampton-Dumont-CAL territory. Ball spotted right hash. And Pattison takes the shotgun snap, fakes a handoff, carries it right. Still on his feet, looking to get away from a defender, jumps over a man. Cooper Bird, one of the Bulldogs in there on the pursuit on defense. It's going to bring up 4th down after a short gain of about 3. Fourth down and 2 after Pattison picks up 3 on the ground. See if the Bulldog defense can come up with a clutch stop right here, right now. Maybe some flinching up front, no penalty called. 4th and 2, Oelwein at the 42 of the Bulldogs. Pattison goes up under center and then now goes back to the shotgun. He's still on his feet, fighting for that yacht line to gain. He's not going to get there. Hampton-Dumont-CAL forces the turnover on downs, and the Bulldog offense will head back out onto the field.
That time Pattison trying to get that hard count to draw him offside, had him jump, but he didn't call for the snap, so he couldn't get the neutral zone infraction. Trying to pick up that 1st down the easy way. No penalty there, and the Bulldogs come up with a big 4th down stop.
And you can't blame them for trying, because Hampton-Dumont-CAL had bit on that a few different times tonight, more than a few actually. But that time they held strong, so they will take over from their own 40, we'll call it the 40-yard line. Running clock rule in effect. We're now under 10 minutes to go in this fourth quarter, and we should be out of here pretty quick. The Bulldogs will pick up their first district victory. Move to 2-3 overall. Oelwein will go to 0-5 and 0-2. Here's a pitch to the right. Brought down to the 47-yard line. Hampton-Dumont-CAL's Luke Showalter on the run, getting his first carry of the night. So now you'll see some of those younger guys start to get some of those opportunities. So they say that one picked up 7 yards on the ground. Let's Let's see, Burmester's still out there at QB. He takes the snap. Another handoff, Showalter gets across the 50-yard line. 47 to the 49, that gains 4 and a first down for Showalter on the ground. Well, nothing wrong with getting some of these younger guys some action. See what these guys can do. 11 yards on the ground for Luke Showalter here already. A sophomore here for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. 8:45 and ticking to go in the fourth quarter. Looks like Trace Broquet is lining up at wide receiver as well. Burmester is still playing quarterback. Pitch left to Showalter. Lots of room to run across the 45. Brought down just shy of the 40 and tumbled across. So Luke Showalter, another carry. Back to back to back. That one gains 8, now 3 for 20. 2nd and 2. Hampton-Dumont-CAL from the 40-yard line. In Oelwein territory, Burmester fake the handoff, throws left, caught by someone out there. See if we can find who that player was. I think that might have been Carter Arns out there on the catch for Hampton-Dumont-CAL over on the far side. Tough to see amid all the bodies down there, but that one will pick up about 3 yards. Blake Burmester, 8 of 13 for $150 in the game. First and 10 at the 37-yard line of Oelwein. Burmester in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands off Luke Showalter. Lots of room to run up the middle. Dragged down from behind. One of the Oelwein linebackers. And that'll be another first down gain all the way down to the 20-yard line of Oelwein. 17 yards on the ground that time by Luke Showalter. 4 rushes, 37 yards, just shy of 10 per carry. It'll be a much-needed win for Hampton-Dumont-CAL tonight. They'll go to the Denver Athletic Complex next week for their 2nd consecutive road game. And now we've got a whole bunch of flags that came in. It's going to be false start against Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Jason, that was interesting. There was some flinching and then an immediate snap. They say that the movement apparently came a little bit before the ball was snapped. So maybe they snapped it just to try to avoid the penalty. I don't know. That was a strange looking turn of events there.
It looked to me like he was trying to snap it to avoid it.
So that'll back the Bulldogs up 5 to the 25-yard line. Pitch left, Showalter on a sweep. Still on his feet, tight roping the sideline, brought down around the 10. If it's not first and goal, it's going to be a first down just outside the 10, it appears. And they are going to put it right on the 10-yard line. So Luke Showalter rumbles for 15. He's now up over 10 yards per carry, 5 for 52. Down to 5:22 and ticking to go in the fourth quarter. Hampton-Dumont-CAL looking to put another one in. Burmester starts in the shotgun. Handoff Showalter. Almost exclusively him on this drive. Tumbles forward down toward the 5-yard line on first and goal. That one gains 7. 2nd and goal from the 3 coming up. And maybe Luke Showalter is going to earn himself some more playing time as we go along here throughout the season. The way he's running the ball with great effect. Motion man coming in. Burmester hands off on a jet sweep. This is going to be a touchdown for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Caden Woods gets the carry, and the Bulldogs extend the lead to 62 to 19. Caden Woods with the Bulldogs score. And it is all Hampton-Dumont-CAL here in this second half. Woods with his first rush of the season right there.
PAT attempt is coming up. Here's the snap spot, kick is up and good. So with 4:35 to go in the fourth quarter, it is Hampton-Dumont-CAL 63, Oelwein 19. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 63, Oelwein 19. A 3-yard touchdown run on a jet sweep to Caden Woods. And the Bulldogs have scored on every drive in this game. That's pretty remarkable, isn't it, Jason?
Absolutely. I mean, when you added up 9 drives, 9 scores, or excuse me, 9 drives, scored every time.
That's what you call efficiency. Cole Miller's on the sideline. He's got his headset off. He's, I think he's, yeah, I mean, it's not over till it's over, but I think at this point, you could be feeling pretty good if you're Hampton-Dumont-CAL. So here is the kickoff. Jesus Flores out there again. Returnable for Oelwein inside the 5-yard line to Temmerman. Runs right, still on his feet, and pushed down around the 25-ish yard line in their own territory. Oh, let's see. Still no score update yet from the Dike New Hartford-Denver game. Looks like that one is just about done. At last check, it was 21-6 Wolverines on top midway through the fourth quarter. So Denver looks to be 0-2 in district play heading into next week's game against Hampton-Dumont-CAL. It will be 1-1 in 2A District 4. 4:05 and ticking here in the fourth quarter. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 63, Oelwein 19. Here's a flag right at the snap. It's a run left. Temmerman still on his feet, gets tackled by his jersey. So we'll see what the penalty flag is here.
I think the Bulldogs didn't quite have their 12th player off the field. I think it's going to be too many men.
I'll have to go back in the schedules here over the years to see when the last time it was that Hampton-Dumont-CAL scored 60 plus. Oelwein giving up this many points. It's not rare. They allowed 64 to Dike New Hartford last week, and now we got a timeout called by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Yeah, on the season, Oelwein has given up 48, 59, 52, and 64 points. So far, they've given up 63 to Hampton-Dumont-CAL. So, hey, if the Bulldogs put another one in, that'll be the most points Oelwein has given up in a game here this season. But, Jason, all things considered, a really impressive performance by Hampton-Dumont-CAL tonight. Not everything went perfectly, especially in the first half, but this was a must-win situation for the Bulldogs, and they have taken advantage here tonight.
Absolutely. Came out and made a statement. Like I said, you can't ask for much more out of your offense. I have a feeling Coach Miller's not going to be too happy with some of the penalties, but those are things you can clean up, or at least hopefully clean up, and can help you out later on in the season getting those things taken care of.
Bulldogs scored 46 against Charles City back in 23. Here's a high throw to the right side. It's caught by Reckhammer. And still on his feet and driven out of bounds. And that is going to be a first down for Oelwein.
First and 10, Oelwein. Ball on the 36-yard line.
Out to the 36 to Temmerman. Picks up 12 through the air from Pattison. 16 of 28 is Pattison for 295 yards. A touchdown and an interception for him as well. Throws it over the middle, mishandled by Reckhammer, so an incomplete pass. Let's see, what would that QBR be at this point? 145.10. Meanwhile, for Hampton-Dumont-CAL's Blake Burmester, his QBR is 209.23. That's pretty decent. So 2:15 to go. Again, the running clock rule is in effect, so the clock still ticks despite the incomplete pass. A lot of different Bulldogs you could point to for player of the game honors, but you got to tip your cap to Jacob Mailer. 17 carries, 131 yards. And here's a run left, Pattison. Excuse me, that was Aaron Burkhardt of Oelwein. So he is maybe back to the line of scrimmage. They'll give him a yard, but any gains will be negligible at this point. Let's see, get that on the stat sheet. I'll call it a gain of 1. Minute 25 left. It's 3rd and 9 here for Oelwein. Couple more snaps, and that'll do it. 2 receivers to each side of the formation. And now Burkhardt is playing quarterback, throws right, way over top the intended receiver, looking for Logan Trimble, a sophomore running a slant pattern on the right side of the field. And it'll bring up a 4th down to 9 for the Huskies. Will go for their first win since 2022 next week when they travel to Vinton-Shellsburg. And that game last week for Hampton-Dumont-CAL against Vinton-Shellsburg definitely is one that the Bulldogs would like to have back, considering how close that was and the fact that they shot themselves in the foot, but a great rebound here this week. Burkhardt to throw, fires a deep right, incomplete. So that'll be a turnover on downs. So they will stop the clock for the possession change, but that's it. Hampton-Dumont-CAL will take back over, and they'll just have to snap it one more time, take a knee, and that will be it. Victory formation coming up here for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. And the cheerleaders sure are pumped up. Bulldog crowd that made the trip here is happy tonight. It's going to be a fun drive home back down Highway 3. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 63, Oelwein 19 is the final score. Post-game coverage is coming up next. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 63, Oelwein 19. That's the final score. John Mowinkle, Jason Eaton with you here. Jason, an efficient night for the Bulldogs when it's all said and done, scoring on every drive. We're able to overcome a few mistakes, but a much-needed victory for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. They're going to be feeling a whole lot better going into next week as opposed to what the situation has been the last couple weeks with a lot of those self-inflicted mistakes. Again, they still had it, but the Bulldogs are in much better shape than they were a week ago at this time.
Absolutely. I mean, they came out 150 yards passing and then 289 yards rushing. A really good night running the football tonight for the Bulldogs.
I'm looking back all the schedules. I'm back to 2018 right now, and I haven't seen a score for Hampton-Dumont-CAL where they've scored 50 plus, let alone 60. So I'll maybe require a little bit of a deeper dive. Well, they scored, let's see. Yeah, I'll have to check that out later, but 63 points tonight for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Let's take a look at the stats, and then we'll get out of here. For Hampton-Dumont-CAL, Jacob Mailer, 17 carries, 131 yards, 4 touchdowns to lead the way. Brody Strother, 2 carries for 85 yards. Blake Burmester was 8 of 13 passing. Nice bounce-back game for him. Top receiver was Brady Haar, 5 for 78, though he did not have any touchdown receptions. The passing touchdowns were to Aiden Keene and Brody Strother. Bulldogs will return action next week at Denver on 104.9 KLMJ. Jason, any final thoughts from you before we send this home tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big lineman person, so of course
yeah.
I got to give some props to the defensive line. They did a great job tonight. Hudson Hansen, along with Briggs Grolke and Madden Evans, they put a lot of pressure on Pattison, and when they made him have to move, he wasn't a very effective passer. So props to them. Those hurries won't show up on the stat sheet, but they definitely had some pressure on him.
All right, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 63, Oelwein 19. That is the final score, and the Bulldogs will be back in action next week at Denver. Hampton-Dumont-CAL moves to 2-3 and 1-1 in 2A District 4. For Jason Eaton, I'm John Mowinkle saying good night from Oelwein. This has been High School Football on your home for local high school sports, 104.9 KLMJ, and radio on the go on YouTube.